everybody, welcome to the Sunshine State Only True Sports Talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics important to you, the sports fan, in the Sunshine State. With the game on with Bianchi Kravitz. I am Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media. And that man over there who's pressing all the buttons is the prodigy of production, prime time Jaden Grimes.
We are live
from Orlando. Hold on 1 second. Let me
Bulldog's got to mute himself.
Let me mute myself. Let me mute the YouTube machine here.
You don't need a play-by-play on your muting, okay? I can take it from here if you want to handle your technical difficulties.
No, you can't, because I have to mute my entire computer. That's what you don't understand. Okay.
No.
There we go. I muted it.
What you don't understand is the level to which I am not technically savvy. That's what I got. But what a day it is today, Mike. We've got trade deadline. We've got Magic Hawks in primetime on NBC. Thank God it's not an ESPN game, because then half of us out here wouldn't be able to watch it. Like last night, was not able to watch the Monday Night Football game. I was dying of painful death.
They haven't settled that yet?
No, I was watching college basketball and Rockets Mavericks last night.
Wow.
That was the night. But trade pun for you. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, Mike. What a life we live.
It is NFL trade deadline today. We're trying to work up a text talk back question, a personal question about trades. So anybody have any great ideas for that? Text us in.
I have an okay idea, which is if you could trade one thing in your life right now, what would it be? Put it on the block. We got to know what you're getting back too, because a trade, you can't just ditch something. You like, I imagine some people out there that are in financially difficult times. Or, I would trade my debt. Well, there has to be something on the other side of you have to trade something of value in order to receive value. So I want people to think of trades in that sense.
I was thinking we should go back in time and, like, if you could make one blockbuster deal with your past, what would you give up and what would you want in return?
All right, two-parter. That's pretty deep. I don't know. I imagine you're going to have a really good answer for that, and then we're not going to get a lot of good response on it.
Maybe not. All right. Hit that text talk back line, or the text line, 50857. You can also enter the Rage Cage. That's our synonym for the talk back line. That's on the iHeartRadio app. You can rant and rave about anything you want to during the course of the show. Let's start with some headlines and highlights. Speaking of the NFL trade deadline, my Jaguars made, I'm not going to call it a blockbuster deal, but they made a deal for Jacoby Myers, the receiver of the Las Vegas Raiders. So they get the veteran receiver. They give up a 4th and 6th round selection in the 2026 draft. They get Myers. Several teams, according to ESPN, including the Pittsburgh Steelers, had shown interest in Jacoby Myers, who has made it clear all offseason he wanted to trade away from the Raiders. Travis, how good is Jacoby Myers? It feels like Travis Hunter out and Butterfingers Thomas Jr. I'm sorry, Brian Thomas Jr. dropping so many passes that Jacoby Myers is suddenly the Jaguars' best receiver.
He kind of is. They have Parker Washington, too, who's been really good. Go get him on your local waiver wire, because I think that's going to be the number one guy for a minute. As long as Brian Thomas Jr. continues to be untrustworthy and Travis Hunter is out. That's not the plan, but that is the reality. And Jacoby Myers is going to be, I don't know how long it's going to take, but he is their best, most consistent pass catcher now that he is on the team. And that's the thing that he is good at. This is not an explosive player. This is a possession wide receiver that can work over the middle of the field. He should help Trevor Lawrence immensely. And, he's pretty good. This is a good trade. I think they probably overpaid for him, but The Jags also had a bevy of 6th-round picks to give up, so who cares about that? It's essentially a 4th-round pick so that they can be a little bit better at wide receiver this year and a little more reliable.
Wait till Trevor Lawrence hangs him out the draft
a few times.
Oh, yeah, no, that'll happen. That's a lock. You lock that in right now.
We're gonna get to some other big time trades later in the show. The biggest one thus far, I guess, is Sauce Gardner from the Jets, star cornerback being traded to the Colts for 2 first-round draft picks. Who wins that trade, Kravitz?
I think it's the Jets. Sauce Gardner, from what I understand, I'm not out here breaking down defensive back game film, so there's just disclaimer. There's a chance I'm wrong about this, but just looking at matchups, at wide receiver, cornerback matchups at the beginning of Sauce Gardner's career, this is one in fantasy and props that you would want to avoid like the plague, and it just hasn't been like that the last couple of years. Is that a Jets problem? Is that a Sauce Gardner problem? I don't know, but it seems like he is a little overrated. So to give up 2 first-round picks in order to bring him into your organization and he gets paid a lot of money, it just doesn't seem like a good idea, but good for the Colts. They want to get better. They're aggressive right now, and I guess they've got picks to burn, but I think the Jets won the trade. And then on top of it, they trade Quinnen Williams for a first-round pick, so now they've got 5 first-round picks between their own and the ones they traded for over the next 2 seasons, and if they can get somebody in the building that actually knows what they're doing, they should be pretty good in a few years.
Speaking of the NFL and the game that Kravitz didn't get to watch last night because he has YouTube TV, Jacoby Brissett throws for 2 touchdowns, runs for a touchdown in another game without Kyler Murray, who's been sidelined with a foot injury, and the Cardinals beat the Dallas Cowboys 27-17 last night. Here's some Jacoby Brissett for you.
Brissett takes the snap. Play fake, looks over the middle, throws wide open. Harrison caught for a touchdown. What a first half for Jacoby Brissett and Marvin Harrison Jr. They've made it look easy on that drive and on that touchdown pass. 9-0 Cardinals.
Okay, I consider myself an Arizona Cardinals expert because of this reason. I drafted Kyler Murray in my number 1 fantasy league. He was my fantasy quarterback. He didn't do diddly squat before he got injured, all right? To me, Arizona's offense looks a lot better with Jacoby Brissett. So he started 3 games, all right? He's thrown for 860 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 pick in those 3 games. I'm sorry. If Kyler Murray wasn't a number 1 overall pick, a.k.a. Trevor Lawrence, he'd already be out of Arizona.
But he is, and he was that for a reason in that he has an immense level of talent. He has had a really tough time staying on the field and putting it together, but it's there. Jacoby Brissett has 0. Brissett has been better than Kyler Murray. I can't argue that. I think if you've seen Arizona play this year, and they went toe-to-toe with the Colts, they went toe-to-toe with the Packers, they beat the Cowboys in prime time in their building, he has been good. Kyler Murray, when he has been on the field, has been bad. But Kyler Murray still has an immense level of upside when he's out there, and the Cardinals kind of need that to come to fruition if they're ever going to succeed, as long as he is their quarterback, because Jacoby Brissett has a very specific ceiling of success. And this is basically it.
Yes, which is he can see over the offensive line, okay? And that's coming from a short man.
Well, then put Kyler Murray on stilts, okay? You're paying the guy a lot of money.
He needs to be like the Magic halftime performers who walk out there in stilts with the T-shirt guns, okay? That's what he needs to be.
Here comes Kyler Murray on a ladder.
College, you watched some college basketball last night. Did you see the Arizona-Florida game? I watched some highlights of this freshman Koa Pete from Arizona. He scores 30 points last night to lead Arizona, ranked number 13 in the preseason, to a 93-87 win over the 3rd-ranked and defending national champion Gators. Did you watch any of that game, Kravitz?
I watched a ton of this game. This was primetime TV for me last night with the inability to watch Monday Night Football, and I'm kind of glad that I did because I usually check into college basketball about 3 months from now, and it's early November. I already have a good beat on the flatlining Florida Gators. They have no pop whatsoever. And Pete,
are you burying the Gators after one game of the college basketball season?
All I'm saying, I'm not saying they're dead in the water. They still have talent, and they went heavy in the portal. They got that Boogie Flan guy. But Walter Payton played running back for the Bears in the 80s. Walter Clayton and Elijah Martin, they're going to miss those two early in the season. The defensive, offensive pop that they got from those guys in the backcourt, you can't just snap your fingers and replace that. I don't care what a portal ranking says. And clearly they missed that. And Koa Pete, by the way, all Arizona, it was Mr. Arizona in basketball, freshman, 6'8". That guy is going to be a force all season long. He was at will getting to the basket.
Is he a one-and-doner?
I don't know because he doesn't look like an NBA player. He's kind of like a center. He's like a short center for the NBA. He looks like Charles Barkley. Like he's a 6'8" forward that I don't know how good his handles are. I'm not ready. This is where I would need Tyler Karen back on the show. I don't know how to project this guy. He doesn't look like an NBA player. He kind of reminds me of Janai Broom in that way. He's going to be a phenomenal college guy. I don't know if he ever pans out in the NBA, but I also only watched him for about 20 minutes last night.
Do we have any Todd Golden?
I'm super disappointed we lost, but the reason why we played this game was to give ourselves a really good opportunity to get a quality win. I don't think anybody is going to hold this loss over our head moving forward, and I do think it gives us a great opportunity to teach our team before we play North Florida on Thursday.
Yeah, that's the great thing about college. Well, not the great thing, but it's the thing about college basketball. These games don't really matter. Right?
No, not at all. That's why I'm not going to sit here and say I'm selling Florida Gator stock because they lost to a really good Arizona team that has what looks like one of the best players in the country. But it wasn't a good look for them last night. I thought they looked flat. The Arizona was clearly the better team in the second half.
Could you imagine if Gator fans treated like a basketball loss like they treat a football loss? Last year was a fluke. This guy's a one-hit wonder.
Oh, don't worry. If they're in the middle of the pack in the SEC in the middle of this season, I think they might be having that exact conversation.
Those are your highlights and headlines.
Never underestimate the insanity of sports fans, Mike, no matter the sport. Up next, our daily source of motivation and inspiration. Plus, we're going to see if we can carve out some more context around this text question today revolving around the trade deadline. We'll get to all of that next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. That's bank. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
The weather outside is frightful, and you know what that means. The heat is going to be on before you know it. In fact, if I'm being completely honest with all of you, I may have thrown it on this morning. But before you go dislodging all of that gunk from your vents, do yourself a favor, give Mills Air a call, let them slide down that chimney and make sure that everything is just right. No cookies required. When it comes to my AC system, I don't skimp on quality and I don't skimp on professionalism. That's why I've leaned on Mills Air for years and years and years. So if you need a new unit, they are the ones to call. If you're trying to maintain the one that you currently have, which is so important throughout the course of the year, they are the ones that you should call. Leon is the guy who runs the show over there, a stand-up individual, a great Orlando citizen. Call the crew today. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
All right, guys, let's get real. You know that feeling when your body just doesn't respond the way it used to, whether it's at the gym, on the golf course, or in the bedroom? You feel like you've lost a step. That's why I want to tell you about shockwave therapy at Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This isn't some magic pill or gimmick. It's advanced acoustic energy that increases blood flow, repairs tissue, and restores function naturally. No drugs, no downtime, no surgery. It's used by pro athletes to heal faster and perform stronger. And now it's helping guys like us feel younger again in the gym and in the bedroom. And ladies, it's not just for men. Women are seeing amazing results too. Better comfort, sensitivity, and overall confidence. So if pain or performance issues are slowing you down, it's time to get back in the game with the team that gets it.
Fade out, did it?
Wellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com, and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog.
On your drive, you're going to start getting caught up in some slowdowns this afternoon, starting to pile up here on I-4 getting through the city between Dr. Phillips and Osceola Parkway. There's some slowdowns. Traffic's piling up at the Ramp Junction where the Beach Line meets Florida's Turnpike, and look out for emergency crews still on the roadways clearing up a crash on Conway Road at Lake Margaret Drive. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the traffic.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you'll find everything you need for the holidays, all for under $35. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
At Straight Talk, we know the holidays are your time to say
yes.
So why put up with a wireless company that makes you say
out of data
or
no service here?
Switch to Straight Talk and say yes to real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network covered by Verizon. And with a free 5G phone when you activate select plans, someone else in your family can say yes. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Based on RootMetrics State of 5G Report, United States 1H 2025. Experiences may vary. Not an endorsement of Verizon. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
If you want no windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you better have a lawyer who understands the traffic rules for big trucks.
And a lawyer who can navigate the hundreds of laws that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you.
Orlando. It's International Diamond Center's biggest and last store-wide sale of the year. Save up to 40% on virtually everything, or get 3-year zero-interest financing. Incredible savings November 14th through 16th, only at International Diamond Center.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
I'm Cal Penn, and on my new podcast, Here We Go Again, we'll take today's trends and headlines and ask, why does history keep repeating itself? Each week, I'm calling up my friends like Bill Nye, Lily Singh, and Pete Buttigieg to talk about everything from the space race to psychedelics.
You're a citizen of Earth, Cal.
My goal here is for you to listen and feel a little better about the future. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Here We Go Again with Cal Penn, and listen now.
Everybody wants the easy life, and nothing is easier than finding 96.9 The Game when you make us a preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game.
What do we have here, Brumta?
Nice and easy.
Hey, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. El Campion, the Champion, was founded in 1917 and is one of the most tradition-steeped courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them I sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. You can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. Also celebrate the holiday with their special Thanksgiving holiday brunch on Thursday, November 27th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Oh, is it going to be good? Secure your table easily by making a reservation on opentable.com, or you can make reservations for the hotel, golf tee times, and the Thanksgiving brunch at missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, your next great escape is closer than you think.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Boy, they left Powell wide open for 3 from the right wing, and he got it from there as well. 21st half points for P, and he's just warming up.
He's warming up in the season as well. Looking for another big night tonight from P5 against the Hawks. Our game day coverage powered by IBEW Local 606. We've got pregame at 7:30, tip-off at 8 o'clock. The only local coverage that you can find in Orlando tonight on FM 96.9 The Game in O-Town. IBEW Local 606, proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. It's a lot of pressure tonight, Mike.
I don't like these national broadcasts. Let me just say that. All right? I'm glad the Magic are getting the attention. I want the local broadcast. I have FanDuel. I want to watch David Steele, or actually it wouldn't be David Steele, it would be Dante Marcatelli and Jeff Turner. That's how I want my Magic commentary. I don't want some outsiders telling me about the hometown team. And plus,
Go ahead.
And plus it's a 7 p.m. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off.
Instead of 7 p.m.
Now we're getting to the root of it.
There it is.
The later tip. This does give me a nice little buffer after the show. I haven't done all of my prep yet, so I've got a nice little buffer, eat a snack, and then I can just sit back and just dive headfirst into those notes.
I'm taking a nap on the couch over there to the game.
Okay, it's not a bad idea. Aiden checking in on nap time, which is 6 for him.
I've got a bet it or forget it question you. As long as you're doing your notes, how in the hell is Wendell Carter Jr. shooting 56% from 3-point range and leading the team?
Because he doesn't shoot a lot of them.
He doesn't have that. How many has he made? He's made quite a few of them.
I think he's made a few of them. I don't know about quite a few of them, but I will check in on that. That's
like 3 a game. I think he's
making 3 a game.
No, he's taking 3. He's taking 3 a game, and he's making 56% of them. That's 1.7.
He's taking 2 per game, and he's making 1 per game.
Okay.
That's how you get to 56%. Okay. Problem solved. It's time for our daily coach quote of the day.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Today's is about time, and specifically the clock that we give ourselves at the end of the year. Some New Year's resolutions to be set in about 2 months' time. Time doesn't care about your timeline. It only asks that you use it with purpose. So no, you're not late. You're not losing. You're not supposed to have it all figured out by December 31st. You just have 60 days to keep becoming the person that you want to be. Stop treating the calendar like a countdown to failure. And we hit the post on the music. That was kind of nice. That felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Time, as the Rolling Stones once said, time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is the thing we want the most. All right? What was the quote? I'm trying to remember. Time is the thing we want the most, but spend the worst. Yeah. There you have it.
There's one thing that I disagree with about a quote like this. I do like the idea of not looking at December 31st as if that is like, if you haven't achieved whatever your goal was by then your year has been a failure, that you're a failure. You really shouldn't frame it that way. You can just create new goals, help you get to whatever the benchmark was you were trying to hit in your personal or professional life. However, if you haven't set a goal yet, I do think now is not the time to do it. Now, that's never going to show up on a motivational email or anything. But I think if you have, let's say you have a weight loss goal, or let's say you have a professional, I want to get this job or be this status in my job at, that's the goal I'm trying to hit, or I'm trying to lose 50 pounds. I don't think, and you've decided that now. It is November 4th, and you haven't attempted moving forward on that goal just yet. I would wait. I think that you should hold off, just enjoy the rest of the year. Nobody accomplishes a goal in the holidays. Let's not be unrealistic, and then just start a new year fresh with a full steam ahead of momentum. Now you have to hold to it. You have to actually be properly motivated. But I do think taking the next 2 months off mentally is not the worst idea.
So just procrastinate with your goals. Is that what Ben Franklin would be ashamed of you? Because Ben Franklin once said, never put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
I agree with that up until about mid-November. Then I think you can start to put stuff off. Because you're not going to, okay, let's think about it. I'm just going to use the most common out there is weight loss.
Dieting.
Weight loss, you haven't started this yet. I want to lose 30 pounds or whatever. I want to be more fit. You're going to start that goal right before Thanksgiving, and then Thanksgiving is over, and you're rolling into Christmas? Yeah, good luck with that. You're setting yourself up for failure. I don't like to create goals where I know I'm going to fail, so why even bother with that? You're going to go get a low-fat...
Maybe you're setting yourself up for the ultimate success, because right off the bat, you will be challenged. You'll know if you have the willpower to accomplish your goal. If you can accomplish your goal of weight loss through Thanksgiving and Christmas, then the rest of it is easy. If you can't accomplish your goal, then guess what? You're probably not going to accomplish it anyways because you're soft. Oh, then it'll be the next. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. I need to splurge.
No, you
There's
can punt.
always an excuse.
You know what? You can definitely punt Valentine's Day.
There's always an excuse.
Today's text question is: the trade deadline is coming up here in the next 30 minutes in the NFL. If you could trade one thing in your life right now, what would it be? Think about your answer to that question. We're going to give our own, and we're going to read some that have already come through the text line and some updates in the NFL when we return right here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
There is nothing worse than a bet ruined by injury. And on Hard Rock Bet, that is over. Get this. On the app, they are introducing injury insurance now available for your pro football player props. So if your player goes down in the first half and they don't return, you'll get your money back as a bonus bet. Try it out today on Hard Rock Bet. NBA season rolling right along as well. The Magic installed as 3.5-point road favorites against the Atlanta Hawks tonight. Maybe an Atlanta native like Wendell Carter Jr. Over 8.5 rebounds tonight. The world is your oyster. They've got boosted odds, live in-game bets, props, teasers, and more, all on the app. It's a game changer for sports fans. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Orlando, are you ready to rock it? My favorite beach getaway, Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury. And that sunshine, even in the middle of winter. Lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside
group.
For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we've served veterans and their families for over 90 years, and we continue to serve over 2 million veterans because their contributions inspire our service. And this Veterans Day, we want to tell you that when you're a member, you'll have access to exclusive rates, discounts, and financial tools. Plus, we're partnering with Travis Manion Foundation's Veterans Day of Service campaign, connecting veterans and families of the fallen with local volunteer opportunities. Become a member at NavyFederal.org/veterans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
The biggest and final store-wide sale of the year at International Diamond Center is coming next weekend, November 14th through 16th. 3 days of unprecedented savings, up to 40% off. Eternity bands, hoops, pendants, bracelets, even ready-to-wear engagement rings. Save up to 40% or get 3 years zero-interest financing. This is the event you wait all year for. Colored gemstone and designer fashion jewelry is included. Best prices all year. It's November 14th through 16th at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall of Millennium. Unapproved credit.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representation is vital. When your freedom's on the line, you need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's record speaks for itself. He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
Straight Talk knows the best holiday gift is simply saying yes.
Yes, you can stay up late. Sure, more cookies. Of course we can watch that movie again.
That's why we give you real unlimited data, so you can say yes to all of your family's streaming, scrolling, and sharing. And now at Straight Talk, get another gift worth giving, a free 5G phone with select plans. Because yes is the best gift to give and receive. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Progressive Insurance is proud to support veterans and small businesses with its annual Keys to Progress vehicle giveaway program, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. CapitalOne.com for details.
Target's early Black Friday deals are almost here, and they're bigger than ever. Take 40% off select gifts and holiday decor for 3 days only, starting this Thursday. Score can't-miss deals on new fits for the whole fam, festive lights and decorations to brighten your home, and even top toys like select Lego sets for endless holiday fun. Shop in-store or online, but don't miss out. These deals are going fast. 40% off gifts and holiday decor starts Thursday, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Happy Tuesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And after a cool start to our morning, we're going to be expecting a beautiful afternoon with plenty of sunshine. We'll stay nice and dry with a high of around 80 degrees, which will only be about a degree or two below normal in Orlando. As we head into tonight, temperature won't be quite as chilly. We'll see lows dip down into the low middle 60s before we see temperatures warm up just in time for the end of the week, with highs approaching the mid 80s for Friday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
The slow roasted cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game.
This is Anthony Black with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Welcome back to the action. Hope you didn't change that dial. We're just getting warmed up over here on Game On. Bianchi and Kravitz live in Orlando, Jacksonville, and Tallahassee. The premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. So it's trade deadline day in the NFL. The deadline officially hits in 20 minutes. And we'll go over some of the deals that have been made. But our text question today revolves around trades in general. I want you to get creative here. If you could trade one thing in your life right now, what would it be? Or Bianchi asked this in a much deeper long-term throwback introspective kind of a way, where if you could trade something from your past, what would you trade? A blockbuster deal that would have changed the course of your life.
Yeah.
You can answer that either way you want. I have a really simple one. Is I would trade YouTube TV for traditional cable so I could watch ESPN. That's what trade. Like if that was offered, that if I got sent that on CBSSports.com, I would accept that offer right now. I just don't really feel like going through the gymnastics to make that happen, but it is something I'm considering. So I would make that. I would click the button on that right now if offered.
I would trade my DraftKings stock for the price I paid for it. That's what I would do.
Is that no longer available?
Down another 6% today. Yeah, I would have been better off just betting on DraftKings.
That's why I bet on sports. You know, if I'm gonna buy into a stock, let it be my own. Let it be my own savvy. I would also trade. I'm not going to throw any of these restaurants under the bus, but I think I would trade any restaurant within a 3-mile radius of my house for a Logan's Roadhouse. I just love that place. The free bread, the peanuts. It's just, I never have a bad time at Logan's Roadhouse. So I would like that.
There are quite a few restaurants now that are charging for bread. Did you know that?
I did not. I haven't experienced that yet.
Yeah.
Just the regular bread.
Yeah, the bread that they bring. Yeah. Yeah. They're starting to charge for it.
If it's $1, I'm okay with that. It can't be more than $2, though.
What if it's like $10?
Because if I was running a restaurant, I would be concerned about the people that eat the bread, get a water, and run. I've always been worried about that, even though it's never impacted me personally.
Sometimes when I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'll eat so many of the tortilla chips, I'm not really hungry anymore.
That's the point. That's why they want that. You're the problem. See, when I go, I eat a bunch of bread and then I hammer a meal too. Okay, I'm not going to be part of this new trend where the bread goes away. Now, like, do you have a trade that you would like to make, or one from your whatever convoluted way you asked this before? Also,
yeah, a trade from my past. Never mind. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I do, but I'm not gonna say it on the air.
Does it have to do with Debbie? Or what was that one in the back seat?
No. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
All right, on to the text line 50857. Somebody said that the Jags got Jacoby Myers. No, that was at 11 o'clock in the morning. Somebody said that they would trade their virginity for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. So I think they're saying that they are still a virgin.
Isn't that a win-win?
Yeah, I don't know that. That's a good point. I'm not sure. You gotta make a trade for, like, what are the Cowboys getting out of that? What is that?
Plus, if you're a grown man, like most of the people that listen to our show, how are you a virgin?
Well, have you ever watched the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin? There are.
What is this? Tim Tebow the second.
Yeah, it could be religious reasons. Maybe he works at Best Buy. I don't know. Somebody said I would trade most technology for a simpler life. Time moves way too fast now.
Bravo on that one. Yes.
Isn't it amazing when you think about how that works? That we now have the technology to do things faster and more efficient than ever before, and yet it feels like time is moving faster. Our days are zooming by more than ever before. How is that? Because those are contradictory. Those are contradictory ideas that are happening.
Here's why: because you have all of this technology now, and the way we are in life, we all have somewhat addictive personalities, and these technologies and the algorithms have addicted us to these technologies, and we spend a lot more time on these things than we should. You're right; they should be time savers. Your cell phone, your the internet, it should all be a time saver, but instead it's a time consumer because we spend time on where we don't need to be spending.
You know what would be great if this was a law that we all had to abide by, that your phone could only be on for about 4 or 5 hours a day. So if you turned your phone on, the timer would start clicking in the background. And then when you're done using it, you'd have to turn it off. That way you could preserve the time.
Yeah.
And that would keep us from constantly reaching into our pockets to pick up our phones, because you wouldn't use it for useless reasons if you only had 4 hours to use it.
I can't tell you how many, like even when we're doing the show, all right, I'll pick up my phone to check my emails or to check my text messages or No, it used to be like, if people wanted to get in touch with you, they'd have to call you and leave a message on your machine, and then you would check it later when you got home from work, and you would return your calls at that time. Now it's like constant barrage of messages.
Oh man! Somebody on the text line says this segment called Pot Thoughts. It does sort of sound like we are stoned right now, going, man, what is time? What is the construct of time, man? So let's take a look at the trades that have gone down.
Man, social media is evil, man.
We're all addicted. The government puts this in our pockets so that they control our minds, man. We're all cheap. All right, so
brownie.
Sauce Gardner traded to the Indianapolis Colts, pair of first-round picks. How about this? This is one that's flown way under the radar, but I think this is a low-key big move. Rashid Shaheed getting traded to the Seattle Seahawks.
I like it.
Seattle needed more explosiveness down the field. And
although Cooper Kupp's hurt, they've got a couple of receivers hurt now. So that they don't have much depth at receivers.
The JSN is all the depth you need. And then Jacoby Myers to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Cowboys put in some work. They traded one of the first-round picks that they had. I don't know if it was their own or one that they got from Green Bay and the deal that they made for Micah Parsons, but they got Quinnen Williams.
I'm confused about did the Cowboys does Jerry Jones think his team is like gonna contend this year? Well, what is he doing?
I think Jerry always thinks that.
Okay, but they're not going anywhere this year. What's their record? Aren't they like
They're 3-5-1 right now. I guess technically they are still in the wild card hunt.
I guess. Yeah. The Cowboys are like buyers. I guess offensively they're contenders.
And they're
using their
trades.
So I guess.
I mean, it's not like it's Quinnen Williams is not an old player, so that's not a move that necessarily screams we need this guy so that we can compete right now. You're getting someone that's going to help you defensively. They're going to have defensive problems next year, so they're just trying to get ahead of it, I think is one way to spin that as well. There's one move that just NFL-wise I would like to see done in the state. The Dolphins should be selling. They already sold Jalen Phillips. I think they need to move off of more players. Waddle, Devon Achane, just wholesale, 50% off. Everything must go. Get rid of everyone and just reload.
Just acquire a bunch of draft picks?
Yeah, just load up in the draft, move on. But the one that I want to see is the Kansas City Chiefs. They have been rolling out these average to below average running backs for years now. You have Patrick Mahomes. There are running backs to be had in the trade market. Breece Hall is screaming, let me out. How are the Chiefs not in the buyer's market for a running back? Mahomes has never had anyone that even resembles elite running behind him.
Hey,
Pacheco
will be back. Don't worry.
Oh, my God, I see it. Up next, your text, your talkbacks, and Mia O'Brien is going to be joining us to give us her Jags breakdown right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be back right after this.
The NBA season rolling right along, and Hard Rock Bet is the place where you can place all of your wagers. Magic favored by 3.5 on the road tonight. Maybe an Atlanta native and Wendell Carter Jr. over 8.5 rebounds. The world is your oyster. They've got boosted odds, live in-game bets, props, teasers, and more. This app is a game changer for sports fans. Hard Rock Bet sits right there on my home screen. Jump in right along. The app is safe, slick, reliable, updated to the second, and payouts are lightning quick. Download the app and let's cash some tickets. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
You know, fellas, I've been to those so-called men's clinics. You walk in, fill out a form.
I thought this was the Nick Leaguer.
Take your money and send you out the door. No real testing, no real follow-up.
What is
no
the Nick Leaguer?
That's not health care. That's fast food.
When is the Nick Leaguer?
Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. I knew right away this place was different.
What am I doing with Nick Leaguer?
Arizona, a Yale honors grad in molecular physics, a guy who spent 25 years as an orthopedic surgeon before dedicating his life to hormone replacement, sexual health, and age management. When I went in, they actually sat down with me, ran real labs, talked about my sleep, stress, recovery, sex life, everything. Then they built a plan just for me. Within weeks, my focus was sharper, my energy was back, and my sex drive returned. I finally felt like myself again. So don't settle for cookie cutter care. Go where the experts are. Head to hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com, and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you.
Traffic's backed up on Orange Blossom Trail southbound due to an accident on the ramp to Florida's Turnpike. Look out for emergency crews on the roadways there. The traffic lights are acting a little bit funny where Orange Blossom Trail meets Spring Harbor Boulevard. Use that intersection as a four-way stop. You're going to start running into some slowdowns on the major roadways, so travel with caution. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year.
I want to hear that story. Is what I want to hear.
Youth allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
At Straight Talk, we know the holidays are your time to say
yes.
So why put up with a wireless company that makes you say
Out of data?
Or
no service here?
Switch to Straight Talk and say yes to real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network covered by Verizon. And with a free 5G phone when you activate select plans, someone else in your family can say yes. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Based on RootMetrics State of 5G Report, United States 1H 2025. Experiences may vary. Not an endorsement of Verizon. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Ready to order.
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef. This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
If you want your windows there and wait, pick up the phone and just text free.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
There are only about 4,300 publicly traded companies on the U.S. Stock Exchange, but there are an estimated 33 million companies in the U.S. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. The average investor is missing out on over 99% of the investment opportunity that's happening in this beautiful country until now.
On me, shiver today.
Beyond the confines of the S&P 500, investing in promising companies before they go public. Private real estate, infrastructure, world-changing technologies. This is called the endowment model. The endowment model has historically outperformed the traditional model of just stocks and bonds. If you're an accredited investor and want more from your investments, it's time to think beyond just stocks and bonds. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Everdoor's Forever Springs last for life. And right now, you save $75. One fix, forever covered. That's Everdoor peace of mind. Lock it in today at everdoor.com. Everdoor, the garage door that lasts evermore.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game, sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Your radio just got a digital upgrade.
With the free iHeartRadio app, you can save your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts.
With easy presets.
It's your personal audio passport. Get what millions already have.
The free iHeartRadio app.
The #1 app for radio.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. The UCF Knights are heard here.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, and you're listening to the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Score big time bucks just for listening to your favorite sports talk radio show. It is Game On's bonus bucks Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Your chance to score $1,000. What would you do with all that extra cash? You can find out by winning and then do whatever you want with it. Listen for the keyword and then enter it to 969thegame.com or on the iHeartRadio app. Mike, I'm going through the waivers today. And it's actually a pretty plush week. I think we have some names that are out there. I like what we've seen from Blake Corum. Maybe I go after him. Parker Washington seems to be a factor. Jaden Reed might be back. So all of a sudden, I know it's week 10 and everyone's
I don't care. My team is out of the playoffs. I won't even be shopping on the waiver wire today.
So you should do it just to screw with other people in your league. Don't give up.
Actually, there are a couple. I'm like in last place, so I get the first waiver wire pick. There are a couple of contenders who need quarterbacks. I'm thinking about just going to pick up whatever the top quarterback is on our waiver wire just to screw them, because I have a couple of quarterbacks, so I might just try to trade.
See, that is a winning mentality. Maybe it doesn't win you anything this year, but in the future, just staying locked in and focused. It does take away from it, though, when your team isn't any good. What's up?
I've come up with a trade. This is
for your life?
For my life. Yeah. And this is a lesson for you. It's a lesson for young Jaden Grimes once he gets married and has a family. All right. I'd trade all of those times that I thought I needed to work and work and work, thinking I needed to work 6-7 days a week to get ahead, traveling on the weekends to go to games as a sports columnist, getting up early in the morning to do radio at 3:30, driving my daughters to school. I'd trade every extra hour I spent chasing success to spend more time with my young daughters as they were growing up.
Wow.
That's what I did. Yeah.
That's deep. That's profound.
It is. And it's true. It's true.
You
can still work hard and at your craft, but you have to. And again, I thought I needed to be at every big event, every Gator game, every Magic game. I thought I had to be at everything to get ahead as a sports columnist, sports radio host. And I missed a lot of time with my family doing that. So
now it's very wise. I hope it lands for some people because I think that's important. It's one thing I feel like I have had a good grasp of is I never put work above my family, but it takes people like you who have experienced that to trickle that information down. So thank you for helping to instill that. But part of the reason you got to where you are, I would think, is because you did that.
Yes.
And it's like hindsight's 2020. At the time you felt like you needed to do that. You created success for yourself. Now you look back and go, now you can see the pockets of where you didn't need it and say, I would trade that back. But of course you can't see that at the time. So don't be so hard on yourself, Mikey.
I'm not hard on myself, but I do wish I'd spent a lot more time with my family.
More game on the way. You can text in 50857. What trades would you make on trade deadline day? Mia O'Brien with her Jacksonville Jaguars report coming up seconds away. Right now, let's kick it to the folks over at Fox Sports Radio for a 60-second update.
Let's hit the local beat and see what's happening with the teams that call the state of Florida home. Sending you back to the studio. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Welcome back to the show. Top of the 4 o'clock hour here on Game On. We are efforting Mia O'Brien right now as we speak for her Jacksonville Jaguars update. Bianchi all juiced up because his favorite football team, they're loading up at the trade deadline.
And it just so happens I've been holding on to Jacoby Myers all season long, waiting for him to do something on my fantasy team. So now he's still got him.
You know, they got that up close and personal look at Jacoby Myers. They played the Raiders in Las Vegas this past weekend and said, that's the guy we need on our team. I wonder if T-Law gave him a little wink as he was standing there on the sideline.
The guy who's averaging like 2 catches and has no touchdowns this year, that guy? Yeah.
That's the one. But I think he had given up on the Raiders a while ago. He's been wanting out all season, so I'm sure you get an inspired effort from Jacoby Myers moving forward. Now, Mia O'Brien is connected with us. She is from ESPN Radio to the Club 904 podcast and many, many other outlets. They keep her busy up in Duval County. Mia, what do you think of the trade deadline offerings thus far for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank your illustrious producer team. I think they try to track me down better than any other radio outlet in the country. I don't know if anyone else leaves me voicemails and texts and 9 different numbers to call back on, quite like you guys. So I wanted to shout out you guys first and foremost. I know I can sometimes be difficult to track down, especially when I'm on I-95 on another phone call and I have no idea if I have service. I also have been in the car for the last 25 minutes. So you tell me, have there been any other trade moves made since 3:29 Eastern Standard?
No, not anything else that I have seen. Jaden Grimes, by the way, is the one, the dogged producer that will call until your phone operator gives you perhaps an enhanced bill for it. But we appreciate the effort. Jacoby Myers is the only one that I've seen, but it is a helpful one for where the Jaguars are offensively.
Yeah, most definitely. And I heard the same thing that I believe Diana Rossini and James Palmer reported as well, which is that the Raiders were looking for a day 2 pick for Jacoby Myers' services, a 3rd-round pick, and ultimately the Jags were able to bring that asking price down to a 4th-round pick with a sweetener added on. The same thing with Raheed Shaheed going to the Seattle Seahawks. And so, look, I mean, it's a pretty steep asking price for someone who is age 28 and isn't necessarily a wide receiver 1, but 2 things. Number 1, in the same ilk, Christian Kirk was declared as not a wide receiver 1 once upon a time when he arrived in Jacksonville at age 26, and if only in his first year prior to the 2 devastating season-ending injuries in the next 2 consecutive seasons, he played like a wide receiver 1. I would also say that Jacoby Myers, with 1 more year of club control after these 9 games, maybe isn't the rental that many, including myself, viewed him as initially when his name first pops up as a potential trade target. And so I think for the Jags, getting a player who even more so than Kirk has played pretty much 50-50 in terms of inside-outside snaps and can play all 3 wide receiver spots is exactly what they need, especially knowing De'Ami Brown is on a 1-year deal. He will not be here next year by the moves that were made today, by those accounts. And Tim Patrick also on a 1-year deal. And so at that point in time, you're looking at a wide receiver room that features Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, yes, but then Parker Washington in a contract year, and that's it. And so I think it's a solid move by the Jags, and we'll see how it plays out, especially depending on what the extent of the injuries are, which we do not know at this time, for both Brian Thomas Jr. and De'Ami Brown following Sunday's game.
James Gladstone clearly doesn't believe in sitting on his hands. That's the Jags GM for those keeping track at home. Is this approach appreciated in Jacksonville? I would think that it is, or is it looked at with some skepticism because he's a young GM who it feels like he's kind of like the fantasy guy who likes to make trades. I just wonder how his aggressiveness lands with Jags fans and the media.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree more with your statement there about fantasy GM. Sorry, Kravitz, you know I have to argue with you. Because I think that James has, yes, he speaks in a lot of broad terms and very large words at that may, shake some the wrong way. And he certainly learned at the foot of Les Snead. He of the man bleep those picks mantra. And I think that, well, yes, certainly the aggressive move to go up for Travis Hunter would echo the ethos of his mentor. I think that with James, a lot of the moves you've seen, and I actually, Brent Martineau said this on the Club 904 podcast today, the sports director at Action Sports Jacks, he said, like, every move that James has made has been logical. Travis Hunter was by far and away the number one player on their board. They really didn't think anyone else in the first round outside of maybe Ashton Genty or Tet McMillan fit and even was worth a you-know-what. So I think in that vein, everything they do, there's a reason, there's intention behind it, much like Liam Cohen's offense being crafted to have intention behind everyone's role and for the players to understand the why in everything that they do. And so for me, this makes a ton of sense. And I think, the disappointing thing, hearing that in the last 26 minutes, they weren't able to acquire the services of an interior defensive lineman, is they know that that's one area that they have to get better at. And now it'll have to come from in-house. So I think that most people in Jacksonville, I was texting with, some friends here today, they do not view this as a Wonder Kid VM. And if they type that on Twitter and you see it on Twitter, that's because they're hiding behind their computer. If you speak to someone face to face, they're pretty happy with the transparency they've gotten from this new regime so far. But as James Gladstone would tell you, time will tell.
Mia bringing the words that a wonderkin, echo the ethos of his mentor. Nice wording, Mia. Nice wording.
I want to start a podcast called Echo the Ethos. That has a ring to it.
Absolutely.
Gladstone will gladly co-host it with you, I'm sure. Although that would mean Tony Baselli probably wants to be the third co-host.
All right, Mia, call me the disgruntled Jags fan. I'm not satisfied with that victory over the Raiders. Trevor Lawrence, I realize he's sick, continues to frustrate me. That pick he threw at the goal line was vintage Trevor. What's been the reaction of Jags fans after the Raiders?
Bianchi, if you take out that interception, what did you think the rest of his performance looks like?
It was pretty
Okay. Cool. So then I answered your question, did I not? Because I think that's how a lot of Jaguars fans have diced it up. This reality of he is going to have one or two what I like to call brain farts per game. Look, until proven otherwise, you got to accept you're going to get two or three of them. I'm sure there's Chiefs fans out there that would say that Patrick Mahomes gives you one or two brain farts every 3 or 4 games. And so maybe that's where you got to get to with Trevor Lawrence and accept that is simply just part of his game until proven otherwise. But ultimately, if with Tim Jones, Austin Trammell, and Parker Washington, your 3 receiving options by game's end, you were able to move the ball up and down the field, granted because 8 of your 9 plays in overtime were on the ground in the run game. Ultimately, I'd say that's a job well done by the offensive operation to take lemons and at least turn it into mediocre lemonade, and a win's a win. To your point, there are definitely warts that have been exposed. At the same time, I think that Sunday, albeit against yes, a Patrick Graham defense. He's one of the more respected defense coordinators around the league, but doesn't necessarily have a ton of stars outside of 98 Max Crosby. I think that, you can dice it up and say, well, they moved the ball up and down the field, but it was against the Raiders. And you certainly could say that because now you're going up against a top 5 unit in the Houston Texans and you're going to have to be a bit tighter than that. But I think this is a game that the Jaguars of the last 2 years lose. And if they somehow find a way to win it, then they declare themselves as everything is great and everything is awesome. And I do not believe that is how this win was treated after the initial celebration in the locker room.
Is it a stretch to say that Travis Hunter's injury and Brian Thomas Jr.'s case of the dropsies, that Jacoby Myers steps in and will be the Jaguars' number 1 receiver?
I would actually, so to that point, let's start with Travis because we haven't really hit him yet. I was told, this would have been Saturday. I was told Saturday because per my reporting after Friday when Liam Cohen announced that Travis Hunter would be placed on IR, didn't know if it was season ending or not. the fuzziness of the MRI or whatever wording he used yesterday. To my knowledge, Friday, Saturday morning, my understanding was, okay, so it's not an ACL, and then it later came out that it was not the ACL. The ACL was intact. And then my first thought was meniscus. Confirmed Saturday morning. We don't know at this point if it's PCL or MCL, but it's something to do with one of those two ligaments. It is not the meniscus. It is not cartilage in his knee. And so that's where this morning you saw, once Jacoby Myers was acquired by the Jaguars, the news from Ian Rappaport that, well, yes, Travis Hunter will miss a minimum of 3 more games. He may be back sooner than we thought. And so hopefully we get some sort of update later this week. Can't guarantee it, but I think that Travis Hunter being back sooner rather than later will change how the Jaguars incorporate Myers into this offense, because ultimately I think that they went into the bye week when Travis Hunter was still healthy, and they said if he is our best player and he is our most reliable, sure-handed target not named Brenton Strange, then ultimately we need to get him the football. He needs to be the featured piece in this offense. And perhaps by taking a load off of Brian Thomas Jr.'s shoulders, maybe you start seeing the Brian Thomas Jr. you saw 1 year ago. I would say I'm a little more concerned with BT's injury, although he was cleared to go back initially back into the game, planted on that ankle, and clearly something wasn't right. And so I'd be more curious about his status for this weekend and what that means for Myers' status in his first game in a Jaguars uniform, because if you're rolling into this game and you've got Parker Washington, the newly acquired Jacoby Myers, maybe Tim Patrick, because if De'Ami Brown's still in concussion protocol, Brian's hurt, Travis is on IR, I would say Myers' impact in the short term is what I would focus on more than where he's going to rank in the Jaguars' pecking order come late December.
Mia O'Brien covers the Jags with the best of them. ESPN Radio, the Club 904 podcast. Many ways to find Mia's great work. Thanks so much for the time. Enjoy your drive down the highway. We'll catch up next week.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Coming up next, the Magic back in action tonight, looking for their 3rd straight win. Should we be buying Magic stock again? Jeff Turner, TV broadcaster, checks in on that next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, WIN. That's WIN. Enter it now at 969thegame.com.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi, who's lived in Florida my entire life. And what does Florida living mean to me? It means hauling your boat. It means tackling the back roads. It means hitting the beach with all the gear in the back of your pickup truck. That's why you need a truck that can do it all. How about a 2026 Silverado 1500 from Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont? It is truck month, and you can get 2.9% APR for 72 months on a new Silverado with over 60 in stock. There's a perfect fit for every driver, whether you're towing, working, or just showing off that new chrome, baby. And as they celebrate 50 years in the business, you can trust Don Mealy Chevrolet. They've been the truck expert who've been keeping Florida rolling since 1975. Stop by Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont today, and who knows, maybe you'll drive away in a brand new Silverado. Chevy, together, let's drive.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware Assist of the night. How good can this Magic team be? Well, with a little help from the right people, the sky is the limit for Palo and company.
Now Palo on the run out. He'll lay it up and in and one.
If you're gearing up for game day, Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. With 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in Windermere, Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night and your best stop before the game. ToolsAceHardware.com, and go Magic.
But left wing 3-ball up. That's it. That ball's snapping around. This team is hard to beat.
Right lane's blocked on Colonial Drive eastbound before John Young Parkway. Traffic slowing down on Orange Blossom Trail in the beach line due to an accident at the ramp junction where it meets Florida's Turnpike. Look out for emergency crews on the roadways there. There's ongoing construction, slowing things down I-4 westbound before US 27. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
Duke's country song.
It's a song about good mayo, Duke's Mayo. It'll make any dish say, get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Crossing the finish line, nothing like it. But for the accident attorneys at Farah & Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of the win, lining up all the facts so the truth is clear. Yeah, we're built for that.
Farah & Farah, Orlando.
Straight Talk knows the best holiday gift is simply saying yes.
Yes, you can stay up late. Sure, more cookies. Of course we can watch that movie again.
That's why we give you real unlimited data, so you can say yes to all of your family's streaming, scrolling, and sharing. And now at Straight Talk, get another gift worth giving, a free 5G phone with select plans. Because yes is the best gift to give and receive. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
If you want no windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Miss us while we're gone? Download the Game On podcast on iHeartRadio and take us with you wherever and whenever you want. It's all of Bianchi and I's wildest takes on demand on the daily. And while you're at it, make us your number one preset as well. Just search Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the state of Florida's premier sports talk radio show. Now back to these ads.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We are Orlando sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer. With that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations, Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year. But it's more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25-plus Hourglass beers on tap every single day. Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. all day on Mondays. They even have wines, seltzers, ciders, something for everybody. Cozy up to the bar, get to know their friendly staff. Hourglass is a welcoming watering hole for the entire Orlando community, and they have a location right near downtown Orlando as well, on top of the one right around the corner from me in Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. So next time you need to unwind, skip the ordinary and raise a glass to the extraordinary. Raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
The free iHeartRadio app, giving you direct access to leave a message for Santa.
Hello, Santa. Hello, Santa. Hello, Santa Claus.
While you listen to North Pole Radio on the app, press the red talkback mic to record a message to Santa. It can be a question, song request, or to even just remind him why you should be on the nice list.
The nice list, right?
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
Just open up the free iHeartRadio app and search North Pole Radio and make it a preset now.
Love you, Santa.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Tonight, the Magic look for some payback as they face division rival Atlanta. Our coverage starts at 6:30. Tip time is 7 p.m. Don't miss a minute right here on your exclusive home for Orlando Magic basketball. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeartRadio app.
All right, guys, let's get real. You know that feeling when your body just doesn't respond the way it used to, whether it's at the gym, on the golf course, or in the bedroom? You feel like you've lost a step. That's why I want to tell you about shockwave therapy at Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This isn't some magic pill or gimmick. It's advanced acoustic energy that increases blood flow, repairs tissue, and restores function naturally. No drugs, no downtime, no surgery. It's used by pro athletes to heal faster and perform stronger. And now it's helping guys like us feel younger again in the gym and in the bedroom. And ladies, it's not just for men. Women are seeing amazing results too. Better comfort, sensitivity, and overall confidence. So if pain or performance issues are slowing you down, it's time to get back in the game with the team that gets it right. Visit hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com, and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you.
Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeartRadio app.
This is Wendell Carter Jr., the Orlando Magic. Welcome back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Big offensive board, Wendell, and he will chuck it down. And that's why you put Dell back in the game.
Now time for the latest on the Magic. Let's kick it back to the studio for the Magic Word.
Magic play tonight in Atlanta, Georgia, and they owe one to these Atlanta Hawks. Game is in prime time as well, and right here locally on our radio dials. Jeff Turner from the TV crew hops on with us right here, right now. Jeff, an off night for you. Does it feel strange not being on the call tonight?
It feels strange not being with the team. They flew us home, so I'm just going to be sitting watching it like everybody else.
The team has been a little bit up and down to start. Are you buying their recent performances as a true bounce back, or was that very much opponent dependent against the Hornets and the Wizards?
I think we saw some good things, Brandon. I thought, I thought the defense was a lot better. They shrunk the floor. They used their size. They played with a lot of deflections, less fouling. I think when Jamal Mosley challenged them after the Detroit game, I thought we saw a different team come out against Charlotte, and then obviously the other night as well. So I think they understand what they have to do to win, their identity. Will it be there every night? Well, that remains to be seen. Certainly, if you could get this one tonight, it's a pretty successful road trip. You go 3-2.
It's been a couple of years now. There's been this trend that when the Magic are in a primetime spotlight, they have not performed at their best. Is that just a youthful thing? Is that just a coincidence? Do you put anything into that? Have you thought about that as well over the last couple of seasons?
Well, I mean, I think the big thing is, there was a couple of those now, in all fairness, where we were pretty beat up and injured. I know there was a game in New York, one of the in-season tournament games, where we barely just hanging on. We didn't have a whole lot of players that was on national TV. I think there's a little bit of everything to it. A little youthfulness, the opponent, obviously. But there's been some good ones too. That Cleveland game, the last one comes to mind last year. We upset them on national TV. That was pretty good.
Jeff, I'm glad the Magic are getting some prime time exposure on NBC. But let me just say this: I prefer watching FanDuel Sports Network, watching you guys break it down. That's how I like to consume the Orlando Magic. So I'm gonna miss you guys tonight.
I appreciate that, Mike.
Jeff, Magic's change of style this year, much has been made about their new tempo and spacing and all of that. Is that a reason that their defense sort of struggled early?
Well, obviously, I think when you try to play with more possessions, like it's really not about speed; it's about possessions. The speed is how quickly you take the shot in the shot clock, how much of it you're using. When you're playing, let's just go ahead and use the term faster, meaning you're taking quicker shots. What happens is the opponent's going to get more possessions. And so that was part of it. I do think there's been so much emphasis during the preseason on, figuring out how you're going to play quicker, the running and stuff. Maybe some of the defensive principles on transition defense. Maybe they slipped a little bit or just weren't the focus of the guys. But I feel like they've kind of changed that mentality, especially in the last couple of games, where you're seeing them do a better job of getting back in transition. I keep saying and I don't know, this is true. They started practice on October 1st. The first game was October 22nd. That's basically 3 weeks, right? And, when I played, we had a month of training camp and 8 preseason games. So you were really able to get into more of a rhythm. So I think, when you look at all the teams around the league, a lot of them are trying to play fast, and the records, other than say Oklahoma City and some of the more established teams, everybody's kind of in that 4-3, 3-4 range where they're just kind of figuring it out. So I think what happens is, give it the first 10 games and see if you start seeing a little bit more cohesion and everybody kind of on the same page. Because it's just, it's a quick turnaround where these games actually count and not a lot of lead up time. So, I think that has a lot to do with it.
Okay, so it's early in the season. I realize that. But how do you explain among the starters, Wendell Carter Jr., the best three-point shooter, 56.3%. Desmond Bain has the lowest three-point shooting percentage at 25.8%. Obviously, again, it's early in the season. I guess what I'm asking is, Wendell Carter Jr. is playing well, isn't he?
No, he is. He's doing a great job. In all fairness, to Desmond Bain, understand that people are going to, if you're going to give up something, right? In the scouting report, okay, who are you going to give up the 3 to, right? Are you going to give it up to Wendell Carter Jr. or are you going to give it up to Desmond Bain? And what we've seen early is teams are loading up and flying and forcing Desmond off the line. The good thing is for him is he has the ability now to put it on the floor and get in the lane and create for a Wendell Carter. So Wendell's getting wide open, spot up jumpers out of the corner, top of the key. Now he's knocking them down. It's a good sign for us. But you really can't compare the two. Desmond doesn't seem to be worried about it. He's got a pretty good resume, over his last 6 years of, shooting 40% on his career from behind the arc. So you kind of feel like that's going to change as we get more and more comfortable and with the offense and spread the floor a little bit. He's going to get some open looks.
And I was going to follow up on Bain real quick. The Magic have been 18.7 points per 100 possessions better when Desmond Bain is off the court this season, which is bizarre because he is a really good player. But why do you think that is? I mean, he's clearly helping offensively, yet the stats behind the scenes are not bearing that out. So how do you explain that?
I think, Grant, it's just, again, early, trying to figure out, the whole, as I said, the short lead up to the season, Dez is the new guy, right? Like he's trying to figure out where his spot is and all that. If you look at the lineups, say, for instance, with Tristan Da Silva and, Goga Batadze, that second unit, those guys are, pretty solid. They've been together for a little bit, they've got a little bit better offensive defensive rating. They're used to one another. I just really think it's just, kind of everybody getting on the same page, kind of figuring it out a little bit.
The Magic play the Hawks tonight. No local TV coverage. Jeff Turner can back and enjoy it just like the rest of you, but we'll have your radio coverage here on FM 96.9. The game starting at 7:30, tip-off, and Jake's call at 8. Thanks so much, Jeff. Enjoy the game tonight.
All right, guys.
Yeah, Bianchi, number one fan over here.
Love Jeff. Love watching Jeff Turner, David Steele, Dante Parker.
He's got to be one of the best local color analysts in the league. And I can say that with some I'm not just saying that as a homer opinion. I watch a lot of local NBA coverage because that's what you get when you watch the League Pass, and there's a lot of bad commentators out there, let me tell you. Up next, players are on the move in the NFL, and we know just who to talk to about all of it. Mike Giannetti from SpotTrack.com is on the way next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
All right, folks, the housing market, it's sort of like football. It's all about field position. And right now, sellers have the ball in the red zone. If you're thinking about selling, don't fumble your biggest investment. Call the Nickley Group. Central Florida homes are selling for top dollar, and homeowners are sitting on record high equity. These guys sell a home every 9 hours. They've got 4,000 five-star reviews, and they say sell homes for 6% more and twice as fast as the average agent. Here's the play. Get a guaranteed cash offer. No showings, no open houses, close in as little as 14 days. That's right. Quick, easy, done. So go to thenicklygroup.com. That's thenicklygroup.com and tell them I sent you. I might even see you at your next closing. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representative.
How am I sounding?
Freedom's on the line. You need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's
What do we have here?
He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
Welcome to the Jacksonville edition of the Sapphire Golf Tour, the first professional golf tour for Black women and where purpose meets performance in the heart of one of the nation's most vibrant regions. Hosted at the prestigious Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club, this stop is a powerful blend of heritage, competition, and community uplift. The tour kicks off with a charity golf classic on November 23rd, followed by tournament play on November 24th and November 25th. Register today at SapphireGolfTour.com/Jacksonville.
The biggest and final store-wide sale of the year at International Diamond Center is coming next weekend, November 14th through 16th. 3 days of unprecedented savings, up to 40% off. Eternity bands, hoops, pendants, bracelets, even ready-to-wear engagement rings. Save up to 40% or get 3 years zero-interest financing. This is the event you wait all year for. Colored gemstone and designer fashion jewelry is included. Best prices all year. It's November 14th through 16th at International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall of Millennium. Unapproved credit.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
At Straight Talk, we know the holidays are your time to say
yes.
So why put up with a wireless company that makes you say
out of data?
Or
no service here?
Switch to Straight Talk and say yes to real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network covered by Verizon. And with a free 5G phone when you activate select plans, someone else in your family can say yes. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Based on RootMetrics Data 5G Report, United States 1H 2025. Experiences may vary. Not an endorsement of Verizon. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore.
Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice. So many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat. Grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With curbside pickup and delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Orlando, are you ready to rock at my favorite beach getaway? Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on custom cards and custom wrapping paper. Great gifts, plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely. Don't miss out on the latest laptops up to 45% off. Staples, that was easy.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
Again. Here's that song again. For the 100th time today. Here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cry.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The Magic visit Atlanta tonight, looking for a third straight win there, with Orlando coming off that 31-point rout in Washington this past weekend. College basketball's opening week rolls on tonight, too, with the start of the Luke Louts era at Florida State. The Seminoles will host Alcorn State. And the man behind baseball's steroid scandal has died. Victor Conte, who did federal prison time for his role, was 75 years old. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810 Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810 or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeartRadio app.
You did.
Who's the Sultan of
Thanks for reminding
Sports, our very own sports financial guru. When athletes get paid, he's our go-to guy. He's Mike Giannetti from SpotTrack.com.
Mike Giannetti, our go-to sports financial expert, the best in the business. You can find his work over at SpotTrack.com and check out his SpotTrack podcast weekly, wherever you download your favorites. Mike, this must be like Christmas for you. Has the NFL delivered the goods today?
They sure have. Didn't see this one coming. I tried to make a list of 100 players that I thought were going to get traded, and the two biggest ones weren't on my list. So I've swung and missed yet again, Brandon.
Well, let's talk about those big names. 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner seems like a pretty expensive ticket. What did you make of that deal for a guy that already has the extension? I would expect a trade like that for somebody that maybe you can cost control a little bit, but that's not the case here. What did you make of that one? That's one of the biggest ones of the day, if not the biggest.
Huge. Yeah, one of the biggest ones of trade deadline history because of the magnitude of it, because of the player, because he just signed this contract 3 months ago, right? So it's layered, and you have to imagine that the contract and the way it was structured was a big part of why 2 first-round picks came back, in addition to potentially a nice depth receiver and a Donnie Mitchell. So super surprising. The Colts get a full 3.5-year guarantee here out of Sauce Gardner. This is, the furthest thing from a rental piece for a team trying to win a Super Bowl in 2025. This is about this year, next year, the year after that, and really kind of building out this core. Colts system that came out of nowhere, right? We didn't really see this one coming, Daniel Jones being the big part of it, but Sauce is a part of this 3-year window now, and that's exactly what we have here in Indianapolis.
And then for the Jets fire sale continued. Also on the defensive line, Quinnen Williams was sent to the Dallas Cowboys. How does all of that, with what the Cowboys gave up, can we do the 7 connections of Kevin Bacon or whatever you call that? Where how does that connect to the Micah Parsons trade is essentially what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, again, layered, right? Because they had some picks to burn. They certainly burned them, and Jerry Jones in those first-round picks. But again, this doesn't really move the needle too much for a team that seems to need 6 or 7 pieces based on, at least what we saw last night on Monday Night Football, or maybe you didn't see that on Monday Night Football. But
I did not, Mike, because I'm a YouTube TV subscriber, and I'm pissed off about it.
I realized what I was saying when I said it. Look, this was a team that needed defensive help. They got defensive help. It's going to be more than 1 year. Expect a new deal for Quinnen Williams next offseason. So let's add more money to the Cowboys pool here. But in terms of Micah, is it a reaction? Not really. It's a reaction to them being bad to start the year and worse without Micah Parsons. So it's they had a pick to burn. They used it. It's a nice move. The Jets are fire selling. Why not take advantage of it?
Mike, I have an NBA question for you and a college football question. It looks like Ja Morant is acting up again in Memphis. I think he's in the 3rd year of a 5-year, $200 million, $197 million contract. I'm wondering, despite some of his issues, can the Grizzlies still get a haul for Ja Morant if they win the trade?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen hauls for John Wall and hauls for Russell Westbrook and all those things. So you put a player of this kind of caliber at least on the court and put him on the trade block in the middle of this contract. And by the way, this contract is somewhat cost control because of where the cap and max contracts have gone since he signed it. So there's a lot of reasons to like John Morant as a basketball player, certainly the contract being one of them. And if they do decide to put him out there and test the market, there will be multiple suitors, including major contenders.
Also, Lane Kiffin is the hot commodity in college football right now. We all know how college ADs spend money like drunken sailors. What sort of salary is Lane Kiffin going to command from the likes of Florida, LSU, Auburn, or whoever else makes a run at him?
I mean, the numbers I'm hearing are close to 15 a year, right? And it's going to take about that with a Kurt Signetti 10-year guarantee probably to get this thing done, because I think he's happy. He's making good coin. He's making almost $10 million a year right now at Ole Miss. They seem to have the backing to be able to do whatever he wants to do. So it's going to take quite a bit to pull him away from that situation. These are big-time schools making offers, though. So I expect $15 million a year, 9 to 10 year guarantees, all the bells and whistles you need with these coaching contracts, and the cycle just keeps on going because this thing just seems to be a freight train.
Talking to Mike Giannetti from SpotTrack.com, we got to ask about our team inside of the state here, the Jacksonville Jaguars, a 4th and a 6th for Jacoby Myers, a guy that you knew wanted out. So it's not like you were plucking somebody from a desirable situation. There had to be some sort of a bidding war. I know that doesn't sound like a lot. Like, why would a fan care about a 4th and a 6th round pick? But to me, it sounds pretty expensive for a guy that's like a 3rd option in your offense. What did you make of that trade?
Well, obviously the injuries made them more aggressive, right? They're going to be out without a couple of their receivers here for at least a few weeks, it looks like. So he's going to slot into a very, very big role, at least early on. There's $5 million in change remaining on this salary, so that's a big part of this too, right? If you're thinking about Rashid Shaheed and what he went for 4th and 5th, only $2 million left on that contract. So a bit of an apples to oranges situation there. Think about it this way, though. If he plays well, if he goes out and tests the market next year, earns himself a $40 million contract, which I think is pretty doable, they're going to get that 4th round pick back in the comp formula in 2027. So $5 million plus maybe a 6th round pick at the end of the day, probably not a terrible situation for a team that's looking to at least stay alive.
Was there any part of you that thought that the Dolphins would try and trade Tua today? And I know that let me make sure that I
good luck on that.
Well, I know that's why let me layer in the context here so that none of you out there think I'm a complete idiot. Obviously, if you traded Tua, you would have to be trading something with Tua. You'd have to give up a 1st or a 2nd round pick in order to have somebody take the contract. You're not getting anything of value. you're eliminating yourself from the deal. But obviously that didn't happen because the deadline already passed. But do you think that was a consideration? And if it wasn't now, will it be at the end of the year to package Tua with something of value so that somebody else takes him off of their hands?
It's interesting that they didn't trade certain other players here. And I wonder if there's at least that thought being had. It's empty right now, and we'll see what happens when the new system comes into play. But that in mind, they certainly didn't, just hand away players today. And maybe the thought is that they're going to have to package some things to actually have the fire sale they're looking to have. And maybe they don't want to have a fire sale. And maybe Tua is good enough for the next year and a half, and we'll see what happens. But much, much harder than I think just what we're trying to do here. I'm, verbally speaking, because of the contract, because of where they are in the system, and because of obviously Chris Gear being fired over the past 48 hours.
Even if they tried to do that, would they still be left with so much dead cap money that it wouldn't even really be worth it?
It's not a terrible situation to trade him. You just have to try to trade partner, because most of this is future guaranteed salary that would move to the new team. So are they willing to buy themselves a 5th round pick and take on $20 million guaranteed salary? Maybe it's a baseball trade we're looking for.
Okay. I'm going to continue pushing for this till in the off season.
Mike, real quick, back to the Lane Kiffin salary. Colin Cowherd quoted the Miami Dolphins being interested or should be interested in Lane Kiffin. What's the highest paid NFL coach, and how do NFL coaching salaries rank with college salaries now?
Well, they're much shorter contracts, and we don't necessarily see those full guarantees that we're seeing in college football because of the offset language and all that. I'm pretty sure off the top of my head here, guys, that it's Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton, what he did in Denver, because he's also sort of a president of football operations, is upwards of $20 million a year. And by the way, he was traded as well. So there's a whole nother layer to that. But I think that's probably the going rate. So honestly, they're kind of becoming neck and neck here in terms of what you have to do. But man, college football and what you have to go through now with the name, image, likeness, and the portal has becoming a very complicated gig. So I wouldn't rule out these coaches looking to the NFL, at least in the near future.
Yeah, you don't get the buyout when you get fired, but it's probably a more enjoyable line of work. Mike Giannetti, sports financial analyst, the best in the game. Go find his work at SpotTrack.com. Detailed breakdowns of everything we saw go down in the NFL today. Thanks so much, Mike. Keep up the good work. Coming up next, we want to hear from you. Hit us up on the text line at 50857. Also in the Rage Cage. Today was trade deadline day in the NFL. What would you trade in your own personal life? We'll get those answers from you, and your shot at Monster Jam tickets on the way next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be back right after this.
At Ziegler Air Conditioning, they believe in a different approach, a straightforward approach to service. Their technicians don't earn commissions on parts or services sold. Instead, they pay their techs a superior wage for providing the highest quality service. Unlike other companies that send sales advisors with their technicians to push new systems, Ziegler focuses solely on what you need. No pressure, no upselling, just honest, reliable service. And don't forget the importance of regular maintenance for your AC system. Proper maintenance ensures your warranty stays in effect and keeps your system running smoothly. Ziegler's maintenance program offers increased reliability and discounted pricing. I got my AC service just last week, and they gave me all sorts of tips about how to keep my AC running efficiently. And this year marks Ziegler's 40th anniversary in Central Florida. 4 decades, Jason and the crew have been a staple in Central Florida, providing exceptional service, maintenance, and system replacements. Give them a call, 407-245-8765. That's 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. How do you help buyers and sellers compete and win in this market?
Very similar ways for both. I consider us to be in a buyer's market right now where prices are slowly sliding back to reality. And so I tell buyers, instead of coming in with like a super low offer to try and lowball a seller, let's give them what they're asking for, but let's ask for some concessions back. And we can use that money to buy down your rate, save, $150, $200 a month on your mortgage. It's the same on the seller side. I tell them we have to price things appropriately. I'll tell you what to repair, what not to repair, but then I also set the expectation of we are in a buyer's market. So buyers are going to be asking for some of that money back to help them buy down the rate. As long as those expectations are set from the start, I think it's pretty easy to succeed in today's market.
When it comes to real estate, experience matters. Trust Kevin Krager to guide you right along. Search him by name on Facebook or call him 407-702-4635.
You're going to get caught up in some slowdowns all throughout I-4 through the city, through Dr. Phillips, and getting through that World Drive area on Florida's Turnpike. It's stop and go southbound before Osceola Parkway. There's slowdowns on the beach line, Orange Blossom Trail near the Ramp Junction where it meets Florida's Turnpike. Look out for emergency crews on the roadways there. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Workout Anytime.
Make every rep count. Workout Anytime proudly partners with the American Cancer Society, offering 24/7 access and premium perks. Join today for just $1 with promo code RADIO.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused.
Hey, Kravitz has a pet, right?
Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ask him what his dog's name is or his cat.
The Hess stock car races are loaded with light, sounds, and a powerful racing motor. Only at HessToyTruck.com. Free shipping and batteries included.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus?
What?
Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Annuities, non-advisor products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Straight Talk knows the best holiday gift is simply saying yes.
Yes, you can stay up late. Sure, more cookies. Of course we can watch that movie again.
That's why we give you real unlimited data, so you can say yes to all of your family's streaming, scrolling, and sharing. And now at Straight Talk, get another gift worth giving, a free 5G phone with select plans. Because yes is the best gift to give and receive. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
If you want no windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
Call Nickley.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
We just have one program that's perennially great in this state because we've lost that, completely lost it.
Oh, we lost that about.
And we had hope coming into this season. I think you had DJ Lagway winning
about 10 years ago.
Felt like we were getting it back.
When?
How about earlier in the year when I was predicting that Miami would be in the national championship game? What about you before the season saying that DJ Lagway would win the Heisman Trophy, or after FSU beat Alabama, you couldn't stop singing the praises of Gus Malzahn? No.
Okay,
you don't get to walk all that back now.
Those are just overreaction predictions.
No, that was real, genuine excitement.
It was excitement for like a week, but that doesn't mean we were back.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Number one on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR, HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Free never sounded so good.
This is Jonathan Isaac of the Orlando Magic. Way to rebound from that commercial break, guys. Now back to Bianchi and Kravitz.
Tuesdays are where it's at over at Wing House. Dig into $3 street tacos packed with bold flavors. Sip on $3 well drinks and enjoy a refreshing $3 16-ounce domestic draft. It's the perfect midweek escape with unbeatable deals, laid-back vibe, whether you're flying solo or you're rolling with the crew. Taco Tuesday at Wing House, always a win. 3 Central Florida locations, Wing House, good food, beautifully served. On the text line at 50857, somebody suggests that I get a TV antenna. So I had one of these in the past, and I don't know if you've ever had one of these, Mike. You probably haven't ever needed it because you've always just had basic cable. But back when I started this, I'm going to stream TV stations thing before I discovered YouTube TV, which at a time was very fairly priced and had all the necessary channels to watch all the things that I like to watch. But early on, I tried Sling first, and Sling is much cheaper, but it doesn't come with a bevy of options. So I got the TV antenna. And this thing you can buy at whatever store. You can even get this at CVS. And you plug it into the back of your TV, and then you stick it onto your window, and it picks up the local channels. You get like 4 channels, but it's if you wanted to watch ABC, CBS, Fox.
Kravitz, that's how that used to be how we watched TV back.
No, you're talking about the bunny ears where you would.
We had an antenna on. We had a big pole that went up our house that had an antenna on top of the roof, and you would have to go outside at night and send the antenna toward like Jacksonville to pick up the Jacksonville stations. Or Orlando to pick up the Orlando. That's how we watch TV.
Well, I actually think that would be significantly better than these newfangled antennas that you stick on the window. And at least in my experience, the adhesive is never sticky enough. So you're watching TV, and then all of a sudden the antenna falls off the window. I'm just not trying to. It's 2025. I'm not trying to live this life. Okay. I'm willing to pay up to watch the channels that I need. Could I just get ESPN? That's all I'm asking for. Ridiculous. Like Google doesn't have enough money. They need to siphon more.
Spectrum, $78 a month.
I'm gonna switch if I can just get a minute to breathe here. I'm switching. I'm going back to cable. I'll get the guy to come out and hook it all up, and I'll talk to the person that's in India that helps set up the account and all of that stuff. I'll do all of that. I'm gonna do it. Making the change. By the way, you can text in right now, 50857 for your shot at Monster Jam tickets. I'm going to ask you a monster question right now. Dr. Frankenstein's first name. What's his first name? Just the most famous monster in the history of the world. 50857 for your shot at Monster Jam tickets. We're back in 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz is back. Time to see if they're ready to put their money where their mouth is. Let's get into another round of Bet It or Forget It.
Top of the 5 o'clock hour, the world-famous daily segment, Bet It or Forget It, brought to you by the leader in peer-to-peer betting across the globe. It's Better Edge. If you're tired of betting against the house, it's time to start betting against your buddies instead and other people out there on the internet verse. Introducing Better Edge, peer-to-peer betting that lets you set the odds. You can challenge your friends, and you can cash in when you're right. It's Beat Brandon as the promo code. That's all one word, Beat Brandon, for $20 at sign up over at betteredge.com or their brand new Better Edge app. The question today, what is Dr. Frankenstein's first name? That's it. Your shot at Monster Jam tickets if you're one of the right answers. On the text line, a lot of people got this immediately. Bianchi, do you know the answer? What is Dr. Frankenstein's first name?
You mean Dr. Victor Frankenstein?
That is the one. Ding, ding, ding. Well done.
Did you ever see the movie Young Frankenstein? Mel Brooks movie?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, you need to watch it. The doctor.
That's a comedy, right?
Yes.
Because it's Mel Brooks, obviously. A lot of people think that the monster himself is named Frankenstein, and that's not true. It's the doctor. It's Dr. Frankenstein's monster. So keep that in mind when you, because we
the monster. Henry.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. This is from the Frankenstein Monsters Wikipedia page, now commonly referred to as Frankenstein. It's a fictional character that first appeared in Mary Shelley's 1818 novel.
I read that book.
Or did you read the one from 1818?
Well, yeah, I read Mary Shelley's original book. Yeah, I didn't read it in 1818, but I read her book that she wrote in 1818. It's a classic.
It was on the New York Times bestseller when Mike read it. But
it's on the Transylvania Times bestseller list.
All right, real quick. On the text line at 50857, somebody said Guido. No, that's not the name of the monster. What was another one? Oh, this is one. Lane Kiffin is football's Mike D'Antoni. He will never win anywhere that matters. I want to sign him for 5 cents. He is a loser. Cannot beat good teams. That is a little harsh, but outside of the angst and hate within that text, I kind of agree with that opinion.
Well, he
I
doesn't.
think he's getting a little drunk on Lane Kiffin because his offenses are exciting, but he never really wins anything.
I mean, he couldn't even beat Billy Napier last year when he was going in the running for the college football playoff. Remember that?
Yeah. So I think a mostly astute text outside of the vitriol behind it.
I like this. I like this text right here. We're asking people what they would trade. I would trade the Bulldog and Jerry O'Neal for one day just to hear Mike DJ for the old folks in the villages. That's what Jerry O'Neal does now. Yeah. DJs in the villages. Yeah.
I love that. Man can't quit radio. I appreciate that.
I'd go out there and DJ for Agnes and Millicent and Gladys and the girls. Absolutely.
What would you play? Your playlist would be fire over there.
I'd play a little Andrew Sisters, maybe the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy from Company B. Yeah.
All right, Jaden, hit the music. Let's kick things over to DJ Bianchi.
DJ Bianchi. It is time for the wildly popular, critically acclaimed game show, Bet It or Forget It. Let's start with a little trade question. NFL trade deadline today. Our text talkback question is this: if you could trade anything in your life today or from your past, what would you like to trade it for? Kravitz, you have a dog and a cat, right?
I do. Yeah, Jackson and Sloan.
All right. Bet it or forget it. You would trade both your dog and your cat for $100,000.
Oh, bet it. That's the easiest. That's the easiest.
What?
I'm taking the person. Yeah, the person on the other side of that bet is getting taken to the woodshed. Okay. First of all, my dog has lived a very long and fruitful life. Okay. You're not going to get a lot of time with him. He's about 13 years old. So he's that's just the reality is he's near the end of the road, and my cat sucks. So I would trade her for $10 and a ham sandwich. I'd tell it to her face. She's the worst.
Wow.
She doesn't even like me. $100,000?
I should have said 10,000. All right.
Mike, I would do it for $5,000.
5,000 or $5?
5,000. $5, I would think about it. $100,000.
I thought maybe you were a pet lover. I didn't know.
I do love animals, but these two are a pain in the ass. Speaking of things that I would trade, I would trade both of them for better animals. My dog is 13 years old, and if I don't take him out the second he needs to go out, he will still poop on the floor. Like, how have you not learned? You've been on this earth for over a decade.
I don't know if you saw this story, but Victor Conti, the architect of the infamous Balco drug lab that made steroids purportedly taken by Barry Bonds and other professional athletes, has died at the age of 75. Victor Conti passes away. So the death of Conti made national news because of his connection to the baseball steroids era. Bet it or forget it. When you die, you would rather be known for something negative rather than nothing at all.
Oh, no, forget it. Forget about it. I would not want to be known as a guy that almost brought down the beloved sport of baseball. No, thank you. I'd much rather just wither away and become dust or reincarnate as a crappy cat that somebody wants to trade than to be known as anything negative. And that's not even really that bad in the grand scheme of things. When you think about some of the awful characters from world history that we learn about, would I rather be famous in a world history book for awful things, or
that's why I said Victor Conti, because what he did isn't all that bad. Not all that good, but
I'm dead. What do I get out of this? I don't want to be known as anything bad. Then my family has to deal with that every time my name is brought up. No, thank you.
The University of Miami has asked the ACC for clarity on a number of officiating decisions made in the loss against SMU, including the critical 15-yard penalty in the final moments of regulation, where Miami's defensive lineman Marquise Lightfoot was called for unnecessary roughness against SMU's quarterback. With about a minute left in the fourth quarter, SMU trying to tie the game in regulation. It was 4th and 9. A 15-yard penalty gave the Mustangs the first down, and they were able to go on and kick the game-time field goal. I don't know if you saw this, Travis, but Miami had called a timeout just before that 4th and 9 play was snapped. The Hurricanes argued that Lightfoot did not hear the whistle, and that's why he hit the quarterback. And he did try to keep the quarterback standing when he bumped into him. Bet it or forget it. The officials screwed up and that should not have been a penalty.
I honestly, I'm going to abstain this because I just don't. I am not well prepped enough on the seriousness of this topic to answer it with any credibility. So I'm not going to bet it nor forget it.
Seriousness of the topic?
Well, we're talking about basically this isn't life or death, but we're talking about a win or a loss that decides the season for the Miami Hurricanes. I'm not going to flippantly answer this question. I don't feel properly prepped on the matter.
Well, SMU still could have won. They still could have converted the 4th and 9.
Their quarterback is one to do such things, but let's see. I'm going to watch it right now as we. You're talking about unnecessary roughness that was on defense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was he ran into the quarterback after the play was blown dead. That should be called.
But he didn't hear the whistle. It was at the last minute. It was at the very last second.
Oh, well, officer, I didn't see the speed limit sign. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, you still get the ticket. Unfortunate.
Washington Commanders coach Dan Quinn has taken the blame for Jaden Daniels suffering the dislocated left elbow. His quarterback, Jaden Daniels, was still in the game with 7 minutes left, even though the Commanders trailed Seattle 38-7 on Sunday. Bet it or forget it. NFL coaches in general leave their quarterbacks in way too long when the games have already been decided.
Yes, bet it. In both directions. Winners and losers. I never understand it. And it makes even less sense when your quarterback is coming back from a hamstring injury. Now, that's not what he injured, but still, if there was ever a guy that shouldn't be playing until all of the zeros are clocked in at the end of the game, it's Jaden Daniels. This is completely on Dan Quinn. A freak accident, but he never should have been in that position at that point in the game.
All right, last one. Jacoby Brissett leads the Arizona Cardinals to a victory on Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys, 27-17. Looked good, threw a couple of touchdowns, ran for another one. 3 starts in place of Kyler Murray. He's accounted for 860 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, only 1 pick. He's played better than Kyler Murray this season. Bet it or forget it. Jacoby Brissett is not only an upgrade for Kyler Murray, he's an upgrade for many teams out there, including the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, my God. Jeez. Throwing Trevor below Jacoby Brissett. I'm going to say forget it. Forget it. I think we need to calm down with Jacoby Brissett for a second. I've seen this take out there today. I think we're getting a little bit too high on Brissett after he played the Dallas Cowboys and scored less than 30 points.
He played well the 2 previous games as well.
The offense has looked more composed with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, but we've seen Jacoby Brissett play quarterback in the NFL for the last 10 years. There's not a lot there beyond what you saw last night. He's solid. He'll give you a good game. That is a professional starting quarterback in the NFL, but there's no upside there. I would not trade. If he was on the Jags, I wouldn't be playing him over Trevor Lawrence. No, I'm not that high on Jacoby, but he's had a couple of nice games. Give him his flowers.
That is bet it or forget it.
Coming up next, an update on some troubling scores across the college basketball world and a question about cloning that I want to throw Mike's way. Coming your way right here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. Now, right now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
Sports fans, you know the importance of home field advantage, but what if your home isn't protecting you like it should? If your windows are letting in heat, noise, and humidity, it might be time for a new game plan. Renewal by Andersen gives you windows designed for Florida. Tough, energy efficient, and custom made to fit your home perfectly. Their exclusive Fibrex material delivers strength beyond vinyl, twice as strong, in fact, and that means durability you can count on season after season after season. Storms, these impact-rated windows are built to stand up to debris and fierce winds. Sun, the hot Florida glare doesn't stand a chance. Comfort, your AC can finally take a breather. Plus, you get that quiet comfort because these windows cut down the outside noise so you can watch the big game in peace. Whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or Jacksonville, Renewal by Andersen handles everything with a team that treats your home like their own. And right now, guess what? They have a Black Friday sale where you can get these windows 20% off, zero interest, zero financing for 2 years. Unbelievable. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. That's bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613. Doesn't matter if you're in Tallahassee, Jacksonville, or right here in Central Florida. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets safe.
Roofers don't always have the best reputation, so when I found one that had credibility to their name, wow, what a relief. I'm talking Eustace Roofing. Whether it's a quick repair from storm damage or a full roof replacement, Eustace Roofing can help. They tailor roofing solutions to your home. They don't just lay shingles and leave. They are detail-oriented and customer first always. Mention my name, Brandon Kravitz, when you call and head to eustaceroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today. The real roofers, real craftsmen, real professionals, real experts. Visit them online. It's eustaceroofing.com.
Traffic slowing down. D2 sitting off to the shoulder, getting cleared up on Florida's Turnpike northbound past Oakland Exchange. Emergency cruiser on scene there. There's a crash on Altman Road at Neptune Road causing some commotion. All throughout the interstate, you're going to get caught up in some slowdowns, so travel with caution this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on custom cards and custom wrapping paper. Great gifts plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely. Don't miss out on the latest laptops up to 45% off. Staples, that was easy.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we often wonder, why would you buy a top-of-the-line smartphone only to protect it with the cheapest case? Would you invest thousands in a home reno but use the cheapest electrical wiring? And to apply that common sense further, why would you ever compromise on the quality of your insurance? The answer is simple. You wouldn't. If it's important, it's not worth compromising. That's why with Farmers, you can get quality and savings. Get a quote today at farmers.com.
We are Farmers.
Underwritten by Farmers, Trucker Fire Insurance Exchanges, or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
At Straight Talk, we know the holidays are your time to say
yes.
So why put up with a wireless company that makes you say
Out of data?
Or
no service here?
Switch to Straight Talk and say yes to real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network covered by Verizon. And with a free 5G phone when you activate select plans, someone else in your family can say yes. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Based on RootMetrics State of 5G Report United States 1H 2025. Experiences may vary. Not an endorsement of Verizon. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
If you want no windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word WOW right now to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
The biggest and final store-wide sale of the year at International Diamond Center is coming next weekend, November 14th through 16th. 3 days of unprecedented savings, up to 40% off. Eternity bands, hoops, pendants, bracelets, even ready-to-wear engagement rings. Save up to 40% or get 3 years zero-interest financing. This is the event you wait all year for. Colored gemstones. Designer fashion jewelry is included. Best prices all year. It's November 14th through 16th at International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall of Millennium. Unapproved credit.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/greatplacetowork. What you like the power to do. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representation is vital. When your freedom's on the line, you need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's record speaks for itself. He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
I'm Cal Penn, and on my new podcast, Here We Go Again, we'll take today's trends and headlines and ask, why does history keep repeating itself? Each week, I'm calling up my friends like Bill Nye, Lily Singh, and Pete Buttigieg to talk about everything from the space race to psychedelics.
You're a citizen of Earth, Cal.
My goal here is for you to listen and feel a little better about the future. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Here We Go Again with Cal Penn, and listen now.
Members Only is brought to you by Corona Cigar Company, coronacigar.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Michael Eric Dyson for the Bail Project.
Our founders drafted the Eighth Amendment to prohibit excessive cash bail. They never meant for it to hold people in jail. They knew excessive bail would create one system of justice for the rich and one for everyone else. But today, cash bail traps people in jail before they've even had their day in court. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is the beat of sports.
I think the game, the business, and the teams, they're the ones that change. They're the ones that began to coddle and say, no, you're this fragile porcelain doll that we have to just be careful with. So we're not going to ask you to do this because we're paying you all this money and we need you healthy.
Analytics ruin sports. Go off of what you are seeing. Stop relying on 30 different coaches because guess what? Flow of the game's changed.
Right about the gut instinct, but we now know more. And the way we're building players, the analytics are right. What I'm saying is we don't build guys like what Jordan was, where he did care about playing every single night. Now we are building players for what we say how to maximize their talent level over the course of 8-9 months.
The beat of sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. Miami Dolphins play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
You can take us with you wherever you go with that free iHeartRadio app. You can also follow this show on YouTube, 96.9 The Game. Type it in all one word, no spaces, and we'll pop right up our video, which is live right now as we speak. So if you want to see what the show looks like behind the scenes, have at it. Shout out to Hourglass Brewing as well. Spoke to Shane, the manager, today. We are going to do another Game On Zone Heads a Christmas party. We'll do like we've done the last 2 years, which has been so much fun. We don't have a date set for it yet, but that is also typically one that coincides with a beer release for the show. And Mike, I've been putting a lot of thought into this because that the Zone Heads group means a lot to me. It is it's a community that I helped build when I got my own afternoon show. But this show is not called In the Zone anymore, so Zone Heads feels like it matters to me, and I think it matters to some people out there, but it doesn't fit. So I am thinking that perhaps we marry these events where the listener group gets a name change and we get a new beer on top of it. What do you think about that idea?
I like it.
Okay. Now let's start thinking about what we would want our beer to be called, and maybe it's just the show. But just start kicking around some ideas. We could even make it a text question, get the listeners involved because we are the people's show.
Absolutely.
Something to consider. So a couple of troubling scores in the college basketball world last night. I know that it's November 4th and nobody else is paying attention to this at the moment, but I don't have ESPN.
And only you are because you weren't able to watch the game last night.
Correct. Yeah. As somebody astutely pointed out on the text line, ESPN is trying to force customers to their app, more money for them, take out the middleman. You will eventually have the same issue with Spectrum. I'm really trying
we did have that issue with Spectrum a couple years ago.
But it's going to happen again. I think this listener is right. This and I think I misspoke. Google is partially to blame because they're the ones that own YouTube TV. I don't know what figures they're arguing over, but this is really about ESPN not wanting to give their products to anybody else and wanting as many of their own consumers that are downloading their app and getting their products through their service. And I really want to push back on this because I think it's way too expensive. So even though I can afford it, this is more of a moral issue than anything else, but it's a weird fight for me because I need to watch these sporting events. I would watch them.
What's too expensive? The ESPN app?
It's $30 a month.
For the ESPN app?
For the ESPN app, where you get everything. Anything that ESPN puts out, you get it. You could watch SportsCenter through there, any Monday Night Football game, whatever
Disney
it is.
Plus. Yeah.
Well, not Disney Plus. That's a separate charge.
Oh, that's separate.
This is just for anything ESPN sports related. You can get it. You don't need cable. You can watch ESPN, ESPN News, all of that stuff. I don't think that's worth $30 a month. And so it's just it's a pride thing more than anything else. Everybody else charges $10 to $15. If they're over here charging $30, I think it's ridiculous.
The UCF game the other day against Baylor, that was not on traditional TV. That was on the ESPN app, I believe.
And you could get that through
right, but
through the ESPN subscription. I watched that because I was at a bar that had it.
You can't get that. Like if you have ESPN though, and you have ESPN2 and ESPN News, you still don't get that. You still don't get the ESPN. You can't watch that on your TV. You have to have the app to watch that.
Right. But you can pay a much smaller subscription if you just want the ESPN Plus stuff. The way that it works, that's like $8 a month. That's not a problem.
Right.
So when I was watching college basketball, the Gators lose to Arizona, 93-87. They did not look sharp. Well, I'm not going to go selling Gators stock just yet. Arizona looks like they're going to be really good. I think the bigger concern is the win that UCF had over Hofstra, 82-78.
It's the first game.
Hofstra.
It's the first game.
Johnny Dawkins, what are we doing?
I mean, listen to you. Listen to you, Mr. Magic Homeroom. Oh, let's give the Magic time to adjust to their new style. UCF's got 13 new players. They don't have one player from last year.
Well, the Magic
have just about every player back except Desmond Bain and Tyus Jones, for crying out loud.
Well, the Magic have to play an NBA schedule. UCF was playing a Hofstra.
Well, the Magic played the Wizards. The Magic played the Wizards the other night, okay?
The Wizards
That's the
are
same.
Listen, the Wizards
The
are
Wizards are the Hofstra of the NBA. What?
No, not accurate.
Yes, they are.
UCF was a double-digit favorite. They barely won the game. I'm concerned.
You must have a bet. You must have.
I did it. I'm not betting on UCF and Hofstra. I do have a limit. At least wait till they get to conference play. All right, up next, I've got a question about Brady. I've got a question about Lane Kiffin. What would you be willing to clone? This story is out there. We'll get to that next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
How many times have I told you, you need to get your financial house in order as we get to the holidays, all right? There is no better gift for you and your family this holiday season than that peace of mind of a tailored investment portfolio, all right? Call my friends at Trajan Wealth today. You can get a complimentary consultation. When I met with Trajan Wealth, I got straight talk, not a sales pitch. They reviewed everything. They reviewed my plan, my finances, explained my options, helped me move over an old 401k that had just been collecting dust. Now I've got a clear strategy that's built around my goals. They're fiduciaries. And what does that mean? That means they are loyal to you, not to selling a product, all right? Fiduciary, I don't know if you know this. If you make money, they make money. If you don't make any money, they don't make any money. They are out to earn your business. Their founder, Jeff Jr., is a Marine veteran who runs Trajan Wealth, and with that same Semper Fi code that the Marines have, always faithful to protecting and growing your financial future. This holiday, give yourself and your family the gift of peace of mind. Give them a call today. Trajan Wealth, 407-204-0300. Tell them Mike Bianchi sent you, or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client, paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer. With that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations, Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year. But it's more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25-plus Hourglass beers on tap every single day. Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. all day on Mondays. They even have wines, seltzers, ciders, something for everybody. Cozy up to the bar, get to know their friendly staff. Hourglass is a welcoming watering hole for the entire Orlando community, and they have a location right near downtown Orlando as well, on top of the one right around the corner from me in Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. So next time you need to unwind, skip the ordinary and raise a glass to the extraordinary. Raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
Hi, this is Sarah at the Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
I've always dreamed of a beautiful kitchen, but my wife just wants to stay organized.
You know what they say about opposites?
That they can't agree on a kitchen?
Well, IKEA kitchens come in many styles with a variety of customizable organizers. So maybe you're not opposites at all.
Beautiful and organized. Now we just have to figure out what to eat.
That's a different department. Get the kitchen of your dreams at a price you didn't dream possible at IKEA.US/dreamkitchen. Dream the possibilities.
Attention, all Florida State Seminole fans and alumni. Did you know that 71,000 Noles have FSU specialty license plates? The FSU license plate is the simplest way to convey your school spirit and support academic excellence via scholarships. FSU even provides a $25 rebate for first-time buyers. Stop by your local tax collector's office and get an FSU tag today, or find out more at mytag.fsu.edu. Go Noles.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Straight Talk knows the best holiday gift is simply saying yes.
Yes, you can stay up late. Sure, more cookies. Of course we can watch that movie again.
That's why we give you real unlimited data, so you can say yes to all of your family's streaming, scrolling, and sharing. And now at Straight Talk, get another gift worth giving, a free 5G phone with select plans. Because yes is the best gift to give and receive. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
We love stats, facts, and figures on this show. And what about this one? Your AC system consumes up to 80% of your electric bill, and a new AC system can save you up to 75% on the AC portion of your bill. That could save you a substantial amount of money in the long run, and Mills Air is here to help. Mills Air will get you feeling right. They'll have you living comfortably, and they'll do it all without breaking the bank. The best AC company in the market, bar none. I've used them for years, and you'll love it too. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef. This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The holidays are here, full of joy, family, friends, and yes, a little hustle and bustle. That's why you need Aleve. Between cooking, shopping, and all those extra errands, aches and pains can sneak in. Aleve is here to help with long-lasting body pain relief. Don't let body pain slow you down. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, you can keep up with the season's magic and all that awaits. Pick up Aleve and get back to what really matters, making memories. Use as directed.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Fresh off of a 5-year run with the Grizzlies, Magic newcomer Desmond Bain is here with us.
You look like you could play safety. Those biceps.
You and me both, man. Look like you just got back from Lifetime Fitness.
How much do you work? I mean, how much do you work actual weight training?
We'll do like 4 days a week. Back when I was younger, we used to hammer it, but now we just try to maintain and be as healthy as possible.
I need some sort of like an arm wrestling match between you two.
He keep kind of flexing over here. I think he's trying to show me what it really is.
What do you mean?
Yeah, look at him. Yeah.
Desmond Bain, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for sitting down with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Best of luck this season.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
The Nickley Group.
3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
This report is sponsored by Everdore Garage Door.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Tuesday, we're going to be expecting another picture-perfect, just beautiful day. We'll be expecting temperatures to be right around average with a high of 80 degrees in Orlando. That's only a degree or two below our normal high of 81 for this time of year. We'll stay dry with mostly sunny skies. And as we head throughout the rest of this week, temperatures will continue to climb out ahead of our next cold front, which will bring a couple of showers our way as we head to Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
Everdore's Forever Springs last for life. And right now, you save $75. One fix, forever covered. That's Everdore peace of mind. Lock it in today at Everdore.com. Everdore, the garage door that lasts evermore.
The UCF Knights play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Welcome back to the show. Game on. All right, here on FM 96.9 The Game in Orlando, AM 930 in Jacksonville, 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee. We appreciate you hanging out with us this afternoon. Which direction do I want to go first? Let's read a couple of texts, and then I'll get to the topics real quick. Somebody said new name, new beer for the show. But new beer for the show, not new name for the show, but the Bald Brew. That does have a ring to it. We will file that under consideration. I like that. Johnny texts in and says, why is the game on at 8? I'm assuming he's talking about the Magic and the Hawks. That's because this is a primetime game on NBC, and their primetime specials start at 8 o'clock at night.
Kravitz says your YouTube get NBC.
Yes, it does, because it's not owned by Disney. I don't get ABC. I feel homeless right now. No, of course I don't feel. I listen. Stop looking at me like that. Okay, that was an evil thing to say, and I apologize. Somebody said Sling has a day pass, $5 if you want to watch ESPN for a day. I might have to do that. Find different ways to get it on the cheap. So Lane Kiffin is going to be a man with some options at the end of the season. He's got charisma. He's got what the kids would call the Riz. He's offensively minded, quarterback whisperer type. He's just 50, which means he's young enough to be considered young and fresh, and he's old enough to be considered mature. So it's a nice in between there. But if he goes anywhere, because he might just stay at Ole Miss, does he go to upper level college football, whether it's a lateral move at a place that's perceived better, a place that's actually better, like Penn State or LSU? Or does he make the jump to the National Football League? Colin Cowherd was talking about this on his show, which precedes ours, and here's what he had to say about it.
He's got to do next, go hire Lane Kiffin. Here's why you go hire Lane Kiffin. Number one offense in college football last several years. Half the SEC quarterbacks this year, all that first-round draft quarterbacks, everybody's talking about what a great quarterback draft it's going to be. 4 of the 8 best quarterbacks are from the SEC. Lane recruited them. Lane faced them. Lane's looked at film of them. Nobody knows the SEC quarterbacks better than the current best offensive coach. So you get all the Mike McDaniel innovation, but you get an alpha. He played the position. He's a guy's guy. He's got an attitude. That's what Miami lacks. And by the way, for college coaches now, it used to be college looked one way, the NFL looked another way. But now college coaches like Kiffin, they have free agency. It's called the transfer portal. They pay the players. So Lane Kiffin, he has been a CEO. Because in the NFL, you want your coach to be a CEO.
So he's saying Elaine should look the way of the National Football League.
The Miami Dolphins is what he's saying. The Miami Dolphins.
Well, how do you feel about this? Is Lane an NFL guy? I know he's tried his hand in it before, but it seems like the Lane brand fits college football pretty perfectly. Would his style work in the NFL? Would that be a good idea for him and for an NFL team, for both sides?
Well, to me, like, I would much rather see Lane Kiffin in Florida than I would the Miami Dolphins, but that's just because I'm more of a college football guy than an NFL guy. I like both teams. I would love to see him be at either team. But if you're asking me where he should go, if the Dolphins had an offer and the Gators had an offer, man.
Well, one would probably be double the other. I think, as weird as it sounds, I would think that the Gators would be offering significantly more money than the Miami Dolphins would.
Well, if the Dolphins...
The lifetime of the deal.
Well, Jim Harbaugh, he jumped to the NFL. Now, obviously, he just won a national championship, and he'd had some success in the NFL before, obviously. But he makes like $16 million a year with the Chargers. The highest paid NFL coach is Andy Reid at about $20 million per year. Then Sean Payton at about $18 million a year. So he can probably make a little bit more, maybe if Stephen Ross wanted to offer him $18 million a year like Sean Payton or $20 million a year, he could make as much at Miami. Now, he's not going to get a 10-year contract fully guaranteed like he would at Florida. So I don't know.
And it's not so much about the average annual that's out there, but I think it's really hard to turn down these when you're offered the creme de la creme coaching contracts in college football. That's the best paying job in football coaching.
Right.
Is being the upper echelon college football coach. It's even better than the NFL. Just because of if you fail, you get all this free money out the door. And then if you succeed, have any success, you get auto extensions. It's the best way to cash in on your profession. So that's the other side of it. I wouldn't want to deal with all of this college football nonsense and the ever-changing world of this sport. So if I was a coach that was succeeding to the point where I can make a decision between the NFL and college, to me it would be a no-brainer. Go to the NFL and get out of the muck that is college, where you're not allowed to lose and you've got to beg people for money. Get out of here with that.
Here's the other. You've changed my mind. All right. Originally, when I thought about this, I was like, "Oh, you didn't change it," but this discussion has changed my mind. All right, because originally I was like, "Yeah, go to Florida, go to the Florida Gators. Don't go to the Dolphins." But the more I think about it, if he goes to the Dolphins and makes $20 million a year for 5 years, that's $100 million. All right. And if he fails, guess what? Just parachute back into college. If he fails at his Florida job, he's not parachuting up to the NFL. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. The college ranks will take a failed NFL coach.
Just ask Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Just ask Nick Saban.
The NFL is not going to take a failed college coach. That's
right.
not the way that goes.
Right.
That's a good way to look at it. I'm going to save this Tom Brady topic for tomorrow. I'm sorry if you have hung around for this long because of my world-class professional teases, but this topic is too good for 30 seconds. So I'm going to keep that in the back pocket. Coming up next, we've got our 2-minute drill, our final takes to wrap up the day. Don't go anywhere.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Are you in the market for some real estate? Are you? If you are, you need to check out the Nickley Group. All right. I've told you about them many, many times. They are the #1 real estate team in Central Florida for a reason. If you're buying a home right now, you've got more options than a point guard running a fast break. All right. Mortgage rates down to 4-month lows. Inventory way up, which means more homes, better prices, and stronger negotiating power for you. And when you're ready to make your move, you want the Nickley Group in your corner. They are the #1 real estate team in Central Florida, saving buyers an average of $24,000 per purchase. They've even got a free buyer's guide. Download it right now at thenickley.com. It's packed with info about the home buying process, insider tips, and ways to save. So go grab it. thenickley.com. That's thenickley.com, because when it's game time.
I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. You can find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
Hello.
Emergency cruiser off to the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike northbound past Oakland Exchange, clearing up a crash off to the shoulder on Reinhardt Road southbound at Town Center Boulevard out in Sanford. There's a crash block in the right lane there. I-4 eastbound past Michigan Street. Traffic slowing down due to a crash. It's bumper to bumper westbound on I-4 getting through that World Drive area. The roadways are getting busy this afternoon. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
Hello.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What just happened?
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a
reading
manufacturing
Kravitz's
facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the
sort of
exact
something in the
specs.
log that made it
And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER.
Did you hear it? Did you hear what happened?
Or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
At Straight Talk, we know the holidays are your time to say
yes.
So why put up with a wireless
Yeah,
company?
I don't know.
Say,
Out of data.
Or
no service here?
switch to Straight Talk and say yes to real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network covered by Verizon. And with a free 5G phone when you activate select plans, someone else in your family can say yes. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Based on RootMetrics State of 5G Report, United States 1H 2025. Experiences may vary. Not an endorsement of Verizon. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our Cigar of the Week. And man, this one was a brand new one for me, and it knocked my socks off. And when you hear about this deal, you are going to run to coronacigar.com and order a box. It's the Villager do Brazil Maduro Toro. Do Brazil means of Brazil in Portuguese. And man, do you get a great cigar here. Rich, earthy, a little spicy, a lot of oak in there as well. Estate-grown Brazilian tobaccos with this beautiful Maduro leaf wrapper that is absolutely delicious. Real medium, real approachable, and very good. 55% off. That means this box is only $89.95, and you can only get it online. It's the Villager do Brazil Maduro Toro, and it is your Cigar of the Week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text free.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Betting exchanges have become the new craze in sports betting, and there is no one on the internet that does it better than BetterEdge. So transparent, so honest, so user-friendly. BetterEdge gives you that little extra advantage that you need. I've said it many times. I've bet on sports for a while. I did not start making money consistently until I started using BetterEdge. I also share competitions every Friday that we can dive into together as well. My Beat Brandon Challenge. Sign up for the first time, get $20 on the house. Just use the promo code BeatBrandon when you sign up at betteredge.com or on the BetterEdge app.
It's International Diamond Center's biggest and last store-wide sale of the year. Save up to 40% on virtually everything, or get 3-year zero-interest financing. Incredible savings November 14th through 16th, only at International Diamond Center.
At the rodeo, you got 8 seconds to see who's who. Now, AT&T, this ain't our first rodeo. We can spot a hustle from clear across the arena. Take T-Mobile. They talk a big game about price locks, then get smacked for deceptive ads. AT&T's been steady in the saddle since 1876. When you compare, there's no comparison.
Based on RootMetrics United States Roots Report 1H 2025. Tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T. Based on advertising challenges of wireless and home internet providers filed from 2022 to 2025.
This holiday season, Target has your back with irresistibly cool gifts for everyone on your list. For the trendsetter, start with affordable beauty kits and gift sets. Need something the whole fam will love? Grab snuggly matching fits in every size and style. And for the thrill seekers, don't forget the hottest
Jade and Grimes.
Target's got you covered with the best deals for endless fun. Shop in store or online. And step into the holidays with Target. Restrictions apply.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Your radio has got a digital upgrade.
With the free iHeartRadio app, you can save your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts
With easy presets.
It's your personal audio passport. Get what millions already have.
The free iHeartRadio app.
The #1 app for radio.
For more information about contests on this station, go to 969thegame.com/rules.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. The UCF Knights are heard here. The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Welcome back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. Time's ticking. Takes are flying. Buckle up for the 2-minute trip.
Game On coming to an end, and to wrap each show, we run through our final thoughts, our final burning take of the day. And mine, Mike, is in the world of ratings.
Okay.
I love the fact that the World Series is thriving in the ratings game. 25.9 million viewers in Game 7 between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. And obviously, this is great news. If you appreciate sports, if you appreciate baseball, which I do, and you look 5-10 years ago, it felt like that sport was in decline. It has been rising in re-popularity, which is a word I just invented, but I think it applies here. You have the Dodgers in a massive market, Toronto, massive market. I mean, they basically have the entire country of Canada behind them, and they drew a big number for a phenomenal series, 2 big markets, really exciting game. But every time I see somebody post about this, and I'm looking specifically at Front Office Sports, which shares this type of information, it says Game 7 of the World Series drew 50% more viewers than Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And everywhere I look, the MLB is propped up at the NBA's
expense.
Expense. Perfect word for it. And I don't know why we have to drag the NBA anytime we want to compliment Major League Baseball, and it shouldn't happen vice versa either. Celebrate the game of baseball without dragging the NBA. Also, we have to remember the context of this situation. Game 7 of the NBA Finals, which was phenomenal theater, was between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. There's no market comparison to Dodgers, Blue Jays, and OKC and Indiana. And then on top of it, the time of the year when these sports are taking place. Yes, the NBA kind of has the calendar to themselves, but it's also at a time of the year where people aren't watching as much TV, not nearly as much as they are deep into October. So great for baseball, but this does not smear the perception, or it shouldn't at least, of the popularity of the NBA. That's my take.
Good take. Good take, Krabby Grass. So, real quick poll question. Do you know who Dick Cheney is?
Yeah, he ran for president. He was the vice president, wasn't he?
He was the vice president.
Yeah, politics.
Okay, so you know your politics, all right? Or at least a modicum of politics.
I got the answer. All right, let's move on.
This is how completely monomaniacal college football coaches are. I just saw that Dick Cheney passed away at the age of 84. I saw it earlier today. Well, it reminded me of a story when Ron Zook was coaching the Gators. All right. He has a good friend, a mutual friend, Rick Rundle, who was a car dealer in Gainesville. So he was over at Rick Rundle's house one day when he was coaching the Gators. And they were like Face the Nation or something was on TV. All right, Meet the Press or whatever the show was, and somebody's talking on Meet the Press, and Zook goes, Rundle, who's that? And Rick Rundle goes, that's Dick Cheney. He's the vice president of the United States. And he was the vice president of the United States at the time. And Ron Zook, like many football coaches, I'm sure, had no idea. No idea. Because he was busy coaching football. Yeah.
Busy getting fired by the Gators.
Hey, Rundle, who's that? That's Dick Cheney, the vice president of the United States.
We do get lost in our bubbles here, Mike. Folks, that'll do it for us on Game On today. Thanks for hanging out. If you want more from yours truly, I'll be going live again at 7:30 right here on FM 96.9, the game pregame of Magic versus Hawks. Go catch our podcast wherever you download them. For the prodigy of production, Jaden Grimes, the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi, I'm Brandon Kravitz. Hit him with it, Mikey.
Hey, Rundle, peace, love, peanuts.
We're out. Gator Nation.